Star Wars, this is a Star Wars holiday special. Are you excited?
I'm Derek.
I'm Whitney.
I was supposed to go second, but I'm Jack.
Happy Life Day.
Happy Life Day.
Happy Life Day. I went after you this time. I let you go first.
I don't actually care if you go before me. It's
It's
fun.
just habit.
It's just, I know.
Well, she's
I
used
let
to
women-
the woman going first.
I let
Yeah.
women finish first.
Yeah.
I'm a gentleman,
That's what it's supposed to be.
but I ain't a gentleman.
No, I've heard.
From who?
The same person who knows about your soft penis.
You.
Wait, when Derek says it like that, the same person knows about your soft penis. It sounds like an insult. We're not talking about it like it can't get. All right, this is
The softest skin.
the same person knows about your soft penis.
Just the way
I
you come out your nose.
just put beer in my mouth, and so the whole time I was trying not to spit it out. Also, we just kicked off the Star Wars Holiday Special by talking about soft penises. It has nothing to do with this special, kind of.
We're gonna move on. I just want to let people know I can get hard.
And there is a hard penis in this special, so
There is.
more than one, right?
at least one. Though.
I mean,
It's Itchy's.
yeah. Oh, Itchy's hard penis. God.
Oh,
Or Crescelium or whatever his name was.
the fuck is Crescelium?
Drinks through the head.
Oh, Corum.
Corillum?
Krelleman?
Krelleman?
I didn't write it down. I was very similar to
Oh,
Corman.
Corman's his last name. Yeah.
Yeah, the name was very similar to Corman.
Anyway,
Krelleman.
1978 Star Wars Holiday Special.
Everybody was thirsty
Coming
for Star Wars.
to a television near you. Yeah. Dude, 77 was a big fucking year for A New Hope. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't even called, it wasn't called New Hope yet. It was called just Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
There was no
Yeah.
episode 4 shit yet. That's re-release stuff.
Yeah.
So this had everybody lined up in front of the TV waiting. And boy,
Were they disappointed?
they were something. I bet you this turned off and everyone just looked at their TV and said, what?
Yeah, but
What?
see, the last 5 minutes is just a recap of A New Hope. So after that, you're like, all right, cool. Yeah, I want to watch Star Wars.
Hey, remember this? The movie we just watched? Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. Want to see it again? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was tuning in for.
Yeah.
I don't know what this Bea Arthur dancing and singing shit is, but
I don't know what
I didn't hate that
people
part.
was it advertised as a Star Wars variety show? Because that's what it is.
I think
And we know that
I think
now.
It's just, as far as I know, it's just holiday special. But in the 70s, special, typically that's what it meant. We saw at least 2 to 3 commercials in the version that we watched for other things that were called the such and such special, and it
Yeah.
was all variety show shit. There was the Lucille
Carol Burnett.
Ball one.
Yeah, it was not Carol Burnett.
there
Lucille
was
Ball,
some other
Donny
one.
Osmond.
Yeah, there was a few of them that were.
Which you had mentioned, the Donny Osmond Star Wars special,
Yes.
and kind of conflated it with this a little bit.
just the
Dancing stormtroopers.
stormtrooper dancing scene mostly, and then I guess I remember Darth Vader being in this, but he's not. I mean, there's clips.
He's a cartoon, and
There's clips that are taken from the movie, and we were talking about how they reused a lot of stuff from the movie. A lot of this was actually, from what I just read right before we started, was like scenes that were cut. So it was. I mean, the thing is, it's Darth Vader walking down a hallway on a ship, so
Yeah.
it looks like a lot of other scenes. That
You
we
didn't
saw.
get David Prowse out of bed for this.
No.
No fucking way.
They did get
David?
James Earl Jones out of bed for it.
Yeah, to go to the studio.
Who's David?
Body of Vader, David Prowse. He is the body of Vader, but not, strangely enough, not when you see him with his
When
mask off
in
at
the
the end of
third?
episode 6. That is Sebastian Shaw. I want to say his name is. I could definitely wrong. Please let me know.
You know better than me.
But yeah, so there was David Prowse played the body,
Yeah.
James Earl Jones obviously the fucking
Yeah.
voice, and then Sebastian Shaw as the face up until the prequels because
I'm
he's
pretty
also
sure that Jesse Ventura is the body.
Oh, brother,
It's literally his name.
Do you want me? Hey, Luke, I am your father. I am the body. Didn't you know?
Luke, we're from Minnesota.
Let me tell you something, brother. You're allowed to kiss your sister where I'm from. It's encouraged.
Gross.
It's not an indictment on Minnesota, by the way. Just a fucking joke.
So real quick, we'll run through some of the behind the scenes, like the people who made it. I don't have a whole lot of stuff. Directed by a guy named Steve Bender. He directed like the Emmys a few times and some concert videos.
We've
like
seen this name before.
Doesn't that name sound familiar? Like we've
Bender.
made a joke about going on a bender.
Yeah.
There might be other Benders. This guy directed like Elvis like movies and like not movies but like concert movies and
Oh.
like Pat Boone and like shit like that.
Oh, maybe that's how I know him. I have seen that Baz Luhrmann movie a couple times.
Maybe it was like the Elvis Coming Home or something. I don't know. It was a whole bunch of.
It's
like,
the one where he's in all
musical-
fucking black leather. It's his return.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. So maybe.
Yeah.
Then he directed the Emmys a bunch of times too. So cool.
Well, what a guy.
Yeah, and then I didn't. There was 5.
You're
or
a
6
you're a
writers.
director. What have you done recently? The Emmys. The what? The Emmys. What are the Emmys? I directed them. Oh, I'll get my own drink. Thank
He
you.
stood in a room and went, "Camera A." I said, "Camera A." You fucking idiot.
There is work that goes into that. It's just I wouldn't put it in my repertoire.
There was like 5 or 6 writers listed. I wrote down 3 of them because they either were a person I knew or had done things I knew. So first off, Bruce Valanche wrote this movie. Wrote
yeah.
on this movie or this event, and Bruce Valanche has admitted, according to the IMDb trivia, that he was using cocaine heavily while helping to write this special.
1978. By
Not
the
just
way.
using cocaine though. If Bruce Valanche specifies that he was using cocaine heavily,
It's like a Scarface situation.
If somebody in 1978 has to say they're using cocaine heavily,
I imagine a situation like a Scrooge McDuck diving into the vault, except for it's cocaine.
it's cocaine. It would be like if one of us, like, dude, I was drinking last night. Yeah, heavily. Oh, are you okay?
I strapped one on last
That's
night.
right. And heavily. It was
Bruce
a
Valanche
heavy
also
strap.
strapped one on.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
There's another one, Mitzi Welch. I saw she wrote on the Carol Burnett show, so that makes a lot of sense. We got Harvey Korman in here.
Name
Yeah.
sounds racist, Mincy Welch. I can't.
Mitzi.
Mitzi.
Oh, thank God.
And then Pat Proft is another one, and I was pleasantly surprised to click, and he had written Hot Shots,
Ooh.
Hot Shots Part 2,
Ah.
Wrongfully Accused,
Hey.
at least 3 of the Scary Movies. So that's just like he spent his life writing parody movies.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, so you hadn't done the comedy thing yet?
Wrongfully Accused is a really good 30 minutes of a movie. The first 30 is solid, then it just gets real dumb. And I'm
Yeah.
talking about like Leslie Nielsen dumb. Not even fun.
Like Jim Carrey, dumb.
Yeah.
And while we were watching, so this has all of our Star Wars people, like our main cast, kind of in it. Yeah,
Because at this
Mark
point,
Hamill,
they're kind of nobodies. Like I know Harrison Ford's kind of a somebody.
yeah.
He's not the one we know now.
I mean, he'd been in American Graffiti, so
yeah.
George Lucas is like, you want to be in
I
another
think
movie,
he had
motherfucker?
been in when was Apocalypse Now?
Now?
Not now.
Fuck, I just watched
It's
it.
70s, right?
70, yeah.
Because he's in that.
74?
He's in that for a tune.
Yeah, I was just watching that the other day, and I had completely forgotten that he was in 79. By the way.
79. Okay. So he's so all right. So these are all nobodies
So
for
he
the most
filmed
part.
this, and then hopped on a boat to fucking Cambodia.
Hey man, get on the fucking boat. We're making a movie, man.
Actually, he might not have gone overseas with them. He only shot scenes in the like a base.
He was in a trailer.
Yeah,
You could have shot that anywhere.
What's that one movie that you like it? It's the one with Ryan Gosling and it's like a
Nice guys.
nope and Indiana Jones.
Blade
Blade Runner
2049.
Blade
Yeah.
Runner. So isn't Harrison Ford also in Blade Runner?
Oh
you
yeah,
just
the
said
original
Indiana
one.
Jones was in it. Oh, the original.
She's
Blade
talking
Runner.
about 2049,
Yes.
which, by the way, is a direct continuation of the original Blade
yes,
Runner,
he's-
which is
yeah,
why it's
he's-
shocking. I like it
Yeah.
because it's a fucking long sequel. And when I've been saying that recently, people are like, "Oh, I only found it to be like an hour and a half." I'm like, no. The length of the sequel is not my qualm. It's the
the
length
time
in between.
between.
So yeah,
I
But yeah,
understood it.
He played.
Thank
I think
you.
it's Rick Deckard.
When
What's
did that
Deckard?
come out?
80, Declan.
Deckard.
Deckard?
Yeah.
It's not Declan?
No.
I haven't watched in at least a week.
That was the 80s. That was 80s something.
So he was still. He
You remember the
became
bad
somebody.
guy from Blade Runner?
The original?
Yeah.
No.
Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, Rick Deckard. I
Rick
wanted to make
Deckard.
sure. I was like, wait, am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're right. But Rutger Hauer. Blind Fury.
Oh.
What else have we had him on? But Blind
I
Fury.
think,
Not
that was
Will
I
Forte.
think that might be the only one we've covered. With
Oh,
him
okay.
in
We
it,
just
but
like him as
yeah.
people.
Yeah. But when we were watching this, we mentioned. So yeah, like I was gonna say.
Sorry.
So Mark Hamill, Princess Leia,
Carrie
Carrie
Fisher.
Sorry, dude, she was showing up on 30 Rock, and I was like, it's Princess Leia.
I don't blame you because of who I am.
Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca, and
And
R2-D2 as R2-D2.
Which we kind of like, well, wait, what? Fuck Kenny Baker, right? I mean, Kenny Baker
Yeah.
was the guy inside, but no. Because of the limited amount of
Movement.
movement.
Yeah, it literally the R2-D2. It's a remote control, and it literally just goes like left to right 3 or 4 times, and it goes.
Kenny Baker actually articulated a lot more, as much as you can,
Yeah,
being inside that suit.
as
But
a trash can.
yeah, as much as you trash can.
But you mentioned while we were watching, and they had that first shot of Mark Hamill, and he looks all pretty, and he's got the eye makeup and stuff. You were like, oh, it's before the accident. No, that's why he's got
Oh.
so much makeup on.
It's caked on. He's like
Yeah.
got what's the? I think it's called cake. Like there's a type of makeup.
Yeah,
I think it's
something
called.
like
I
that.
don't wear makeup. I'm
Well,
sorry.
no, it's like
For,
stage
like,
makeup.
stage makeup.
It's
Yep.
like a thick.
Yeah,
it might
it
be called
covers
cake.
Yeah, I think it's just cake makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
know it
makes
covers-
sense why he was all fucking porcelain dolled. I thought your wife was gonna get up and leave. He looked so much like a doll.
Yeah, it was.
It was
he was
very
recovering.
I gotta go.
He was recovering from reconstructive surgery.
Makes
so
sense. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's why I was gonna get up and leave.
Yeah.
That's also why he was
That's-
smoking that bong.
Real quick, Whitney's interpretation of this film is
Fucking
not
burn
going to
it.
get better.
George Lucas tried to burn it.
Dude, they wanted this.
He's tried multiple times to buy all master copies.
I'm going to give YouTube some credit. They have been filling the internet with this movie in one way or another because people had rips of it. George Lucas and Lucasfilms wanted to bury this so fucking hard. And you
Well-
can see why. You watched it.
Why don't they make a new one?
They did. They made a Lego Star Wars one, but I think
They
it's just
should,
A movie.
dude. If you made a new holiday
Ooh.
special with like Ren or Ray, Finn, Poe Dameron, it could work.
At the
Yeah.
premiere, here's an IMDb trivia, and I'm just going to read this one. At the premiere for Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, Harrison Ford was asked how he'd feel about reprising his role as Han Solo for another potential Star Wars holiday special.
Oh, I can't wait for this grumpy
To
ass
which
quote.
he replied,
Get your voice gruff.
I'd kill myself.
He did.
Yeah. I mean, but in fairness to Harrison Ford, he wanted to be killed off in the first one. Like
Yeah.
he's like, I don't want to be here.
Why?
Fine. Well, I think he didn't want to be typecast, and he didn't. I mean, Harrison Ford's a storied actor.
I mean, yeah, he's been in a bunch of different stuff, but I mean, all the stuff you think of when you think of Harrison Ford is kind of Han Solo. Indiana Jones.
but I think that's just him.
Air Force One, Clear and Present Danger. They're all variations of
Get off my Falcon.
Exactly.
But I don't think he's typecast because of this.
No,
I think
it's
he's
just who he
typecast
is.
because exactly.
Yeah.
It's that Ryan Reynolds thing. Like you're not a good actor. You're just Ryan Reynolds. I mean, like
Well, I've seen. Have you seen the clip of David Blaine at Harrison Ford's house doing
Yeah.
close-up magic, and he does some shit and like pulls a
He
card
pulls
out
a-
of bread or something?
have an apple.
Yeah,
and he's
and
like, "Is this
Harrison
your
Ford
card?"
just looks at him and goes, "Get the fuck out of my house."
I don't think he was acting. I don't think he was hamming it up.
I think I sent it to you. It was a little clip of Jason. Fuck.
Jason
and the Argonauts.
No.
Sudeikis? Not Sudeikis.
Schwartzman? No. Oh, what
Is
the
it
fuck is his
Sudeikis?
name? It's Jason Siegel.
Siegel.
Dumb idiot.
Why are
And
they
he-
all S's?
Yeah, I know.
Everybody who's a Jason.
My brain just fucking went. Jason.
But yeah, it was an interview with him about Harrison Ford and shrinking, and I guess an episode in the second season where they're sitting on a boat, like they're like fishing or whatever, but
Uh-huh.
like coming up to it, and off screen, Harrison's just like, boof, and like pushes him in, and he's like, gotcha. It just
Gotcha,
it's-
fucker. Gotcha, Frankenstein.
And there's a couple other times where he's on the boat and Harrison's just like trying to capsize it. And, like,
Oh, I know that scene.
He's like, so basically, our relationship off screen is exactly what it is on screen.
Uh-huh.
He hates me, and I'm trying to look up to him.
I know you haven't
Like-
seen that season yet, but they
No.
use that in the episode where he rocks the boat and he's like, calm the fuck down. And I think I've talked about this before, so I'll make it brief. It's good to see Harrison Ford come back around in the sequel trilogy. He talked to actor John Boyega,
Okay.
played Finn, and like just at one point he's like, let's go, dude. We get to do this for a living. Isn't that cool? We just get to do this for a living. Like he finally came around. Was like, we're just playing make believe. I get to be this badass named Han fucking Solo. You're gonna pay me? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's good to see because he hated everything that he did pretty much after that fourth one.
And then he made a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, but he was making a lot of money anyway. He has Star Wars to thank for his career. I'm not doubting that.
Yeah.
I
'Cause,
just think that-
I don't think he would have, if he would have forced them to like kill him off, like he's like, I really don't want to do it, then there's no way Lucas and Spielberg would have put him in Indiana Jones.
If they would have killed him off and then put him in Indiana Jones, now we have him being famous.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I just think Lucas would have been like, well, that guy fucked with my whole thing, man.
Fuck
I had
you,
a plan.
homie.
I wrote this all years ago. I had a plan.
I had
You mean
a,
he
I had a
read
whole
it all
plan.
in this little book called Dune.
I have a journal. I have no, not for Indiana Jones. No, that's not Dune. That's not Dune at all.
No,
No,
I
Star
I
Wars.
mean for
That's
Star
not
Wars.
Dune it for me.
I mean Star Wars though. He's like, look, I wrote all 9 episodes in 1963, and
he'll deny it, but other people in his life won't. It was a sales ploy. Big studios were like, you have 9 of these penned. Of course I do. Don't check my work, bitch.
Just
you
pick
can't
my
see the
word
book
for
till
it.
you pay me.
But what's the premise? The premise is you give me money, and after that I tell you my story.
There's a starship and it goes pew pew.
You mentioned at one
Have
point.
we ever heard George
um,
Lucas say pew pew?
No, I don't think we have. If we do, put it on a soundboard. There's a book. It's called, is it Dinosaur World or Dino World? It's an older one.
I
You've
don't
mentioned it. You've mentioned it because it was an author that wrote it.
I can't remember now.
But that guy that wrote that, like, kind of contacted Lucas and was like, good interpretation of my book when he watched Star Wars. So it's like, it's not, he's Tarantinoing.
Yeah,
And that's not a bad thing, right?
but he's not. Tarantino is like, fuck yeah, I watched that movie and took that
Mhm.
scene from it, and George Lucas is like, no, it was my idea.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I fucking watched that movie. And I love that fucking scene, so I used it again.
I did a bunch of cocaine. I watched that movie. I thought I could use some cocaine and make that movie, man. We lost your wife.
Quentin Tarantino is just Dennis Hopper, but like louder.
Yeah. More sketchier.
But like everybody involved with this still, like to this day, is the quote is embarrassed by its existence. Anthony Daniels has said that George Lucas has actually been known to walk out of interviews if the interviewer brings up the holiday special. He's just like, this isn't happening now.
That's fucking nuts.
And
dude.
we watched a trailer for a documentary called A Disturbance in the Force, which is about the holiday special. And they showed a bunch of clips of people kind of talking about it a little bit. And one of them was Ian McDiarmid. And he's like, he put his hand up to the camera and he's like, nobody's supposed to talk about that.
Yeah.
So,
and he's not even involved.
yeah.
He's not even
Anybody in
fucking
Star Wars
involved.
isn't allowed to talk about it.
Because I think the Emperor in episode. Do we even see the Emperor in episode 4? I'm blanking right now. 'cause we've been drinking.
I think we see a hologram.
The hologram, which is
that might be 5.
Which when we do finally see him though for the first time, I think it's 5. It's a baboon.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not a. It's like it's a manipulated baboon face. It's not until episode 6 they have Ian McDiarmid, and then of course
the first
the
time we
Lucas
see
cuts.
him, I think it's 5. It's just a hologram.
Yeah.
It's not even the full.
No, it's not. Our first time is definitely a hologram.
Yeah.
I think it's 5. I
I'm
haven't
pretty
watched
sure
the
it's
original
5.
trilogy in a while.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I
It
just
does.
watched
It
5 the
does.
other day, but
It does.
um,
Your
I
wife-
think
But there
I'm
was a
pissing your
couple other
co-host
things-
off.
about to
Harris-
fight your wife right now, dude.
Harrison Ford
You
has
can't
said,
fire me. I'm a guest.
No, fight.
Oh,
I'm gonna
let's
I'm
go.
gonna get up and come at you like a fucking sarlacc
I'm
pit.
gonna come at
When
you
he
like a
comes
spider
out with
monkey.
a chair.
I'm gonna come at you like a spider Wookie.
I'm gonna come at you like a salacious crumb.
But Harrison Ford has said that he doesn't remember really anything about appearing in this, and he's never seen it. So like when people try to interview him, he's like, no point in asking me any questions.
Yeah.
And
What a likely story.
there's a reason none of them remember it. They were
had a
fucking
stroke?
ripped.
Yeah,
No, they
Carrie
are
Fisher and
so-
Harrison Ford seem the most ripped.
Yeah, they're so drunk and probably really high on cocaine.
I think you got too drunk and you try to balance it out with cocaine. We've all been there. We've
all been
played
there.
that game.
Yeah.
And
You can't get on top.
Mark Hamill,
can.
he always like kind of dodges the questions about it, but Carrie Fisher's the one who's like, we'll talk about it. And we saw that again in that trailer for Disturbance in the Force. She's like, it's so bad, it's bad.
Yeah. It's not so bad, it's good, which
Yeah.
I think your wife might agree with her.
It's so bad it's bad.
Yeah.
It's fucking trash.
Yeah. Okay.
So this,
There's only like 2 really good parts in it. Has nothing to do with the fucking story.
What was the runtime?
2 hours.
it's like 89 minutes, I think. But then the version we watched had
the commercials from
commercials in it.
78.
The best part of this, and you're talking to a Star Wars fan right now, the best part were these commercials. Dude, McDonald's making a real looking sandwich.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So according to IMDb, the runtime is 97 minutes.
Uh-huh.
But the version we tried to watch was an hour 19, which would make it 79 minutes.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if I don't know what's what, but the version we watched was just shy of 2 hours.
Yeah.
So-
Which because of the
Yeah,
commercials.
because of the commercials.
The Whirlpool commercial got you the best.
Dude, the world okay. So we get a commercial that pops up and it's an American bald eagle
Yeah.
fishing, and you get this gruff voiceover. Our way of life is being threatened. Let me tell you, brother, about our freedoms. Freedom to do a job right. If it ain't worth doing right, it ain't worth doing. And I'm like, what the fuck is this an advertisement for? Like, I was expecting to be like, them damn liberals are ruining our country. Vote yes on Proposition 4020. Like, I was expecting anything else except for Whirlpool, because we make machines and appliances for Americans. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
This bald eagle's fishing in the fucking river,
Lakes.
the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. And it's so political. And maybe because of who I am now, I'm just like, what is this advertising? Washing machines? Dishwashers?
Well, what about it was one of the last commercial breaks because they squeezed 3 more in that
Yeah,
last
they
10
did.
minutes.
Yeah, you did.
With the people running, and it's like,
Okay.
oh, we want to do a long distance run. And
My grandfather,
my
my dad wanted to run a race, and he said that we should do a 3-generational race. So he was there, I was there, my daughter was there. We were at the YMCA all working out together. You know, like you go to the YMCA a couple times a week, you work out. And thank God for the long distance phone service we have, where we couldn't have talked because now we're all working out at a gym, long distance phone service.
Yeah, it's like okay, he wanted to do a long distance run. Long distance, it's cool. Bell.
It should have been advertising workout shorts, YMCA, protein shakes, some fucking 1978 top of the line juicer.
There was not one phone shown in this commercial.
No, there
Oh,
was
it
a
was just they were doing a long distance run, and it was a commercial for a long.
Let's get a
distance
bunch of
phone.
these out of the way.
That's
There
it.
was a commercial where people were getting phones for Christmas.
Yes.
And the excitement of unwrapping a phone
But then-
with buttons, but then the grandpa
Picks up the phone and the whole phone casing opens and it's just like the insides of a phone.
skeleton phone. But wait, which is the one they
There
were
was
most excited about?
Oh.
Well, I know another one on the phone thing though is that guy that's like he picks up the phone and it's a novelty phone with Snoopy and he's like, oh, it's Snoopy and Woodstock.
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh,
this
that
is
Woodstock.
an old man in 1978. He wouldn't even want to say the word Woodstock.
No, but he read those books. He read those comic books.
Yeah.
Sorry for referring to him as books.
And then there was the pantyhose. You missed
Two
it.
different pantyhose.
No, I saw the one
You
where the
saw
girl's
one of 'em.
holding up the vagina padding.
No,
It was,
the
look
one
how
we got-
comfortable your crotch will be.
My pantyhose now have panties in them.
Yeah, there was. Oh God, I wrote all these down, but they're all mixed into where they were. Yeah, there was some pantyhose that was like pantyhose with panties built in, or
And they
what
all
the
bent
fuck
over.
ever.
It was 3 girls, and they bent over to show no lines.
I'm glad I wasn't there.
Oh, you would have loved to see
Would
no
have got
lines.
me all hot and bob. I'm gonna go
Oh,
home and
yeah.
watch it. I don't want to watch that with you guys. I'm not a weirdo.
Yeah, there was whatever brand that was, and I think sheer indulgence.
Yep, Sharon.
Yeah, and then there was another one for like no hassle or something. I don't.
We had a Revlon commercial that Derek pointed out.
Yep.
We have not progressed as makeup commercials.
No, we
it's
have
the
not.
exact same shit, just with different looking girls.
Thinner.
I mean,
Thinner ladies.
Thinner back then?
The biggest
Thinner now.
difference.
Thinner now, gotcha.
The biggest difference between this makeup commercial and now makeup commercials was when it said it's waterproof. The girl looked like she just pulled her face out of a bowl of water and sat up. Like her face and the front of her hair was wet and everything else was dry. But now it would be like a girl under a waterfall.
You know what? As
or,
you say
know.
that was a '90s thing where they had their both hands together, full
Well,
of
that's
water
different.
over the face.
That's the
Yeah.
But this
splashing,
is
the
this is
slow
proto
motion.
that.
Yeah. But I think of that, or like now woman
This
under
one,
a
she was
waterfall
coming out
or
of a
whatever.
lake.
The one where they were like, it's waterproof. This girl just sat her head up.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh,
her
no, she
face
stood
and her in
straight
front
up.
of her hair was wet, and her back of her hair was dry.
Oh.
So she was just like, I mean, maybe they
So
put
it's
a
a
lake
wet,
on
dry
that green
mullet?
screen in the background or whatever, but
So it's a wet bar up front and a dry party in the back.
Yeah.
Sort of terrible mullet.
Alcohol in the front,
my favorite
cocaine in the back.
my favorite commercials were the ones that weren't the funniest, but they were all for like the local businesses. Like
Oh, yeah.
there was like there were two different car dealership ones.
They were both General
Well,
Motors.
no, there was a bunch of General Motors commercials.
Yeah,
but
that
for
was the big
actual, like,
sponsor,
car
by the way.
sales. Like there was local car dealership ones. There was one that had a name.
We'll get
and there
there
was
through
another one that
your
was just
notes,
like
I'm
Ford,
sure.
Lincoln, Mercury, your local dealer. The Mercury Bobcat was the big thing they were selling, which looked like a fucking children's tractor trailer,
Ooh.
but it was also like it kind of looked like a Pinto.
What do you think it's doing right now?
And then I liked the one for the oh fuck, I'm not gonna remember now.
She thinks my tractor
Oh,
said.
It was Gladding Chevrolet was the one that was a local.
Gladding Chevrolet.
And then there was one that was just like Hot City Saturday nights.
Dude,
That was the whole commercial.
They afforded. Okay. Do you remember? Oh, fuck, dude. It probably was
Oh, and
15
breaking
years
news.
ago. Well, can we save that?
Yeah.
I want to save that one. Like probably like 10 to 15 years ago, High Life was
Yeah.
talking about they said how much it cost for a Super Bowl commercial, which at the time was like $1 million for 1 minute, maybe. I could be way underselling, but the
Probably.
joke was we don't need a full minute, we need 10 seconds. And that's what this reminded me of because it was just High Life and it cut away. That was this, like
1 second.
Hot City.
And the other favorite thing I had wasn't a commercial. It was the CBS news break where the
Okay,
guy
so
was like
save that
just
one.
going, "Oh, that's
No,
what you were
that's
talking
fine.
about?"
That's the one I wanted
Oh,
to
that's
say,
what-
but we
okay,
don't have
no,
to.
no,
Okay.
we'll get to it then.
Okay.
I
Because
didn't realize when you said breaking news, I didn't make the
That one's
connection.
fucking
I
jarring.
saw it in my notes. Oh, also one of the GM commercials where it showed people just working on cars,
Uh-huh.
and you were like, "Well, look, Danny Masterson's building this car. We have John Heder, Napoleon Dynamite, we have Jack Black and Stephen King's Baby."
Dude, fucking Black King. This is I know we call him Ryan on this podcast is gonna freak out about these commercials because he loves this. He loves this shit.
I do
Yeah.
love old school commercials.
Absolutely. Oh, dude, what about the one that's a fucking toy? That's
Oh.
the little van that follows the
Oh, I was like, you talking
grand
about
thing you
Tobor, or are
drive.
you talking about the trail tractor?
Fuck
The
Tobo,
trail.
that's,
Oh my god! I remember having one of my grandmothers had. I want to say Iowa had this one.
You had a grandma named Iowa?
I had a grandma in Iowa and a grandma in Florida.
Grandma Iowa.
So Pauline had this because my sister was born in '76. So she had this at the farmhouse for my sister. And I played with that shit all the time. And you draw this line on this like mat, like a placemat.
Almost like an I'm not Etch a Sketch. Woolly Willy. It's
Yeah.
like a Woolly Willy play mat.
And then you put a car down and the car follows the lines.
Yeah, and it says like it comes with crayons, but like Whitney was saying, it's like a magnetic thing.
yeah.
So you draw it, and then the car follows it. I want one.
I
Right?
would
Bring that
have
fucking
I
back.
could get a couple years of entertainment out of one right now. Yeah.
I bet you.
Okay, how big
I
of a
bet you
mat can we
bleed
get? Can
little.
we turn this whole living room into a fucking like
Oh.
a whole working city?
New life goal. Biggest version of that I can do.
Well, so let's go through some of the people who are in the characters who are in this. So we meet. It's Mala, who's Chewie's wife, Itchy, who's Chewie's father, and Lumpy, who's Chewie's son.
Played by a little girl.
Plus, we get Art Carney.
Dude, I'm sorry. Are we just doing besides Mala, are we just doing different versions of oatmeal? Well, mine's Chewy, mine's Itchy, mine's Lumpy. Itchy oatmeal.
Well, and I have their full names if you'd like.
I would love.
So Mala, Lumpy, and Itchy were nicknames of their actual names. And I didn't know that because we didn't get an origin story. So we need a movie about how they got that nickname.
Uh-huh. Han Solo came over and he just looked. He's like, I'm not saying that every time, Mala.
So it's as seen in the script, Malatobuk,
Okay.
Lumpawarump,
Less
And-
okay.
Atichachuk.
Itchy it is.
Why wouldn't you call him Addie?
A titch.
It's got itch in there. Itchy
It
is-
was Han Solo who nicknamed him Itchy.
No, Addie means something really bad in Shyriiwook.
Oh.
If you say, he's like, oh.
That's our word.
He came to rip my arms off. Did you hear that? I can't say that word ever again.
And we also get in this special we have Art Carney, Bea Arthur, Harvey Korman,
3 times.
Jefferson Starship, and Diane Carroll.
Which,
Jesus Christ, kill me now.
Whitney, what if I told you, and I'm just guessing, that somebody did a bunch of cocaine, wrote a really short script, and they were like, cool, let's take this 20 minutes and make it an hour and a half.
This is what you'd get.
This is what you get, I think. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the Star Wars stuff isn't the worst. It's not good. I'm not saying that. What kills it is these 7-minute fucking songs. These 10 minutes without understandable dialogue.
It's this
10 minutes of that. 10 minutes of that, dude.
Do you like bad movies?
Are you worse people?
Are you an unqualified asshole?
Have we got a podcast for you?
Bad movies, worst people. You can find us anywhere you find podcasts. And generally what we do is we sit around talking shit, drinking beer, enjoying bad movies, and
Better than talking beer and drinking shit.
I
No,
mean,
that's obvious. You want to hear us do some bad impersonations? You want to hear us
or
try to
good
be funny?
impersonations.
As the guy that does impersonations, they're bad.
Hey, come on, guys. We're just doing an impersonation
Oh,
here.
Marcus back.
Come on my podcast. What's it like being a podcaster, Derek?
What's it like talking on the internet? I
Oh,
don't know.
jeez, man. You reach so many people that way.
I would know if I hadn't been killed by trees already.
Oh, no. It's happening.
But we'll do anything ranging from 70s and 80s movies all the way to brand new shit. We did a whole month about Michael Bay because we hate ourselves.
We did a whole month about Rambo.
Oh, boy. We won't do a month about Chuck Norris.
No.
Fuck Norris.
Chuck, no.
Go to badmoviesworstpeople.com. Find us anywhere you get podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, whatever.
Everything.
Yeah, you can find us anywhere. Badmoviesworstpeople.com. Come check us out. You're going to laugh.
Yep. You want to hear a bad Gary Busey? We got him. That's the best podcast I've ever heard, fellas. And I ain't lying through my giant teeth.
Oh, Lumpy's voice, by the way. Lumpy's Shyriiwook is just like, he's like, it sounds like you're drowning a Wookiee.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of wanted to after this.
But I mean, it's based on, the whole thing is, it's a holiday, it's a variety show, which was a huge thing in the 70s.
Yeah, Sure. it was.
Every special was, it was like, here's a famous person that you like. They're going to host it, and we're going to have musical acts. We're going to have comedians. We're
But it
going to
just
have
makes
French,
no-
Partridge
French
Family's
clowns,
gonna show
apparently.
up.
It just makes no sense being that this is, to quote George Lucas, it's a story for 12-year-olds. That's what he said about 1977 Star Wars. It's for 12-year-olds. So why did you make this? Because this is not for 12-year-olds unless they're 12-year-olds doing acid.
Yeah.
Well, this is for, this is supposed to be, from my guesses of watching it and everything, because this is the second time I've seen this, and I do not remember the first time.
Yeah, your brain did you a favor. Jared just reaches for the whiskey. We're going to black that right out.
But it's more like, this isn't necessarily for 12-year-olds. This is supposed to be sit the family around the TV. There's something for mom. There's something for dad. There's something for the kids.
What's for mom?
The Julia Childs,
Oh.
I guess.
And then the dad is
Bea
Carol.
Arthur singing a song.
Yeah, no, more the cooking.
Bea Arthur
78
forcing Bea Arthur doing last call by kicking everyone out of the bar with a song. That's for the moms, because she's like, "Oh, look, that's how you get my husband out of the fucking bar."
Oh, I can't wait for my husband to come home from this fucking Tatooine bar and give me some sweet loving. Let's give me the sloppiest, shittiest drunk sex you've ever had. Drunk sex is fine when you're both drunk. When one person is drunker than the other, drunk sex is awful.
there are 4 or 5
Respect.
songs in this. The Jefferson Starship one is,
It was trash.
It's not. It's the best of the songs.
No.
No.
Bea Arthur's
You're
was the best.
No, absolutely. You're both kind of right though. It's trash. It's the best of the songs.
But
it's trash.
I need to
It's the
go back
best of
and
the
rewatch
songs.
Bea Arthur's song over and over so I can memorize it. because this is now how I will do last call, and I will take these people who don't want to leave at the end of the night by the by the elbow and the shoulder and just lead them out the door as I sing them a song.
Oh,
and
they
lock
call
the
that
door
the
behind them.
Chandrillin Shuffle. There's a term for that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude. If I closed bar, I would dance people out all the time. I don't want to leave. I want to stay all night and drink a little beer. How about you go? How about we dance? How about it's time for you to wear pants?
You need to get the fuck out of my fucking bar.
Time for you to go and leave. I don't care where you fucking go.
I need another gin and soda. You need to go home. I said another because I've been drinking while working, apparently.
Well, in Star Wars, it's fine. There's no laws. The Emperor loves a drunk bartender.
We'll talk about stuff that happens throughout this, but I'm just going to give a quick quote-unquote plot summary of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So Han and Chewie are trying to get home because it's Life Day, which people equate to Christmas, but from what I was watching here and the vibes, it's more of a Thanksgiving.
When was this released?
November 17th, 1978.
So we
Oh.
could say Life Day is November 17th, right?
Yeah.
Definitely not. Maybe it's supposed to be like hey, maybe you're Native American and Thanksgiving has a bad taste in your mouth and it should. Maybe you're Jewish and you don't have Christmas. Maybe you're Kwanzaa. Like here's Life Day.
Because I guess they
George
do get,
Lucas is not religious by any means, by the way. He's very spiritual, so it would make sense. I think he identified as like this he made up a term like a neo-Buddhist, Hindu, yada yada. So it's just him like,
Celebrate all things.
I mean, there is an instance of gift giving, which is Christmassy, but the whole thing seems to be like get together with your family, eat this dinner, stare at glitter balls, and have a mixer.
so this is my summertime barbecues. Come over, eat some ribs, have some mushrooms. We'll stare at the fucking projector.
But the whole thing is Han and Chewie are trying to get home, but we don't get to see their adventures. We get to see clips of their adventures.
Yeah, dude, this is where we love the story, right?
Yeah, we get to see the home life of Mala, Lumpy, and Itchy, and just a few different things like they're getting harassed by.
By the way,
Imperial
worst
guards.
dwarfs that Disney ever put out was Itchy, Lumpy, and Mala.
I'm dopey. I'm sneezy. I'm itchy.
I'm Itchy. Help me
Itchy
out.
and Lumpy show.
I'm Lumpy.
But like basically they
Much
get into
better.
some conflicts with the Empire. Da 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 da. And
No, it's pronounced da 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 da.
and at the end da 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 da. And at the end, Han and Chewie get there, and then there's
Save
Life
the day.
Day. That's the storyline.
I mean, there's a little
It's-
bit that you're missing out on, and just because I am who I am,
We'll talk
These-
about stuff, but
these guys are secret rebels.
well, they know the rebels. They have a phone line to the rebels.
Oh yeah, they do that for everybody that knows the rebels. They do
Well,
that for fucking agents,
Mala
pal.
is fucking one of the main rebels. Come on, she gets a special phone line.
That's true. And I said this while we were
The
watching.
phone line being tube TV
I think it's-
hidden in a cabinet behind the whiskey,
Uh huh.
which is a thing that happens in this
It's
movie.
awesome.
Or this
I think it's
thing.
because
Thing.
Chewie's because it's the 70s. Women are at home with their fucking kids.
Yeah.
Chewie is in the rebellion, and it's the line to them, and so they're like, that's why Carrie was like,
But it's
yeah,
to all
Mala,
of them.
give me somebody else because I don't want to talk to you.
But it's also to Luke. Like it's
Well,
it's
he's in
fucking
the rebel- he's in the
everywhere.
Yeah,
I
but
think he's
Carrie Fisher doesn't say just get me somebody else. She says get me Han
Right.
because she can't understand Mala. Luke, on
even
the other
though
hand,
she has a protocol droid.
yeah, but she doesn't
right
want to talk
next
to him because he's translating, and she's like, "Yeah, get me someone so I don't have to listen to fucking
Let
C-3PO."
him do his job. Not his job. His purpose in life. It's the only thing he's built for. By
I
Darth
serve-
Vader.
By
I
her
serve-
father.
I serve butter.
Her father made her this droid when
I
he was
know.
just a wee lad.
That's crazy.
And he knew that from the beginning, so it all makes sense.
It's in my diary. I have
But yeah,
diarrhea.
we have that like they're getting chased. The family's doing their thing, but this is where we get a connection to one of our very recent episodes, the first episode of Skeleton Crew,
Uh
because Lumpy.
yeah.
Guys, by the way, just do me a favor and go Google
Oh my
Lumpy
God, it's such
Star
a
Wars Holiday
terrifying
Special.
face.
This is the most terrifying animatronic and or costume,
It is
whatever
a
this
costume.
face. Well, the face though, it has like animatronics going on.
Just
Yes.
right here in the lips.
It is so
For sure, because
fucking-
the eyes are human.
yeah, because it's a dead robot face with human eyes peering out at you, but they also put like human teeth in it.
I think the next time we have a disagreement, this face is our tattoo bet. It's like, I bet you one fucking lumpy face.
All right, Zip.
And that's how I get a fucking lumpy tattoo on my thigh. Because I'm adamant that I know something. And Derek's like, I just looked it up, dude. I'm like, no, you're wrong. Pretty soon I got lumpy on my thigh.
I've watched that movie 27 times.
It's going to be
Nope.
in the upper thigh, so when you're getting like a whoop whoop,
Uh-huh.
they
They can
get
make
to
eye
look at
contact with Lumpy.
I don't want to. Can I do back of the thigh?
You're the one that said thigh.
I didn't say front or back.
But
Run the
Lumpy,
record back.
Lumpy is watching this little hologram Cirque du Soleil French circus thing that's going on, and that's directly referenced in the first episode of Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
because
is.
Neil's little
And
siblings are
At
watching
this
it.
time, it's the most normal thing on the screen. Is
Because
this
that happens 10 minutes into nobody, just
Han
people,
and Chewie talk?
people going.
Yeah, Han and Chewie speak where they say like, "All right, we got to try this, yada yada." Then 10 plus minutes go by where it is no dialogue that you understand. It's
Oh,
And-
look at this picture of Chewie. Oh, I miss him. Ah,
And
I wish he
solid-
was
I
here.
remember this being a solid 45 minutes, which just tells you how long this 10 minutes is.
Uh-huh.
Fucking Christ.
it is it's long and wrong. It feels painful.
But there's like a fairy made out of ferns and like seahorse people and these little orange jugglers, and I'm just watching it like, dude, one of these producers needed to not be high on cocaine because someone needed to say no.
I had said at one point, I was like, man, I don't know if drugs would hurt or help this movie. And that's when we get fucking Lumpy just staring with wide eyes at the camera with that animatronic, like, I'm like, well, I would be dead now. I would have killed myself on drugs watching this. Like, gotta go. This world's not for me. I tried.
But like they call Luke Skywalker and he's hanging out with R2 and they're trying to fix an engine, but it just looks like they have a gravity bong.
I told you to cover it while the phone is on. There's someone in the phone. We can't be just hi, we'll be right with you. We can't be ripping bongs while we're talking to the Wookiees. They think we're to come help them. No. We'll be right there. There's no chance you're getting enslaved. We just need to cover. Let me just get one real quick hit.
On their planet, marijuana is sentient. They can't see us smoking it.
They take this shit real serious. It's like a religious thing. Okay, I'm ready to talk to the Wookiee.
But yes, Jack mentioned enslavement. Let's just go over that real quick because this whole thing is like, it's this fun little family adventure on
Life Day
on Kazook.
Kazook. Well, dude, just again, George Lucas, you didn't flesh it all out.
Yep.
We know it is Kashyyyk
Yeah.
now. 1978.
One of the IMDb trivia Kazook. Things said that was one of the names that he had like bounced around before they landed on Kashyyyk. So
yeah.
Kazook, why not?
My
I mean,
eye
I've
is
read,
twitching, guys.
I've gone over a lot of his notes and stuff, and either he or other people, a lot of Filoni, reuse them.
Okay.
Like I think Bendu was like the light side of the Force, and Bogan was the bad side of the Force. Both of those terms have been reused.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, but
I've heard of the Bindu thing before.
you'll see it when we watch Rebels.
Okay. Well, a couple years. But yeah, so they talk and it's like, I don't know where Chewie is, whatever. That's kind of like the only time we see Luke really, except for in a cartoon form in the last scene.
That cartoon
I
is
love
on
that
drugs.
This thing started with like starring Mark Hamill, fucking Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and they all have like one scene. Harrison Ford has more than one because
Because if they were honest, like starring fursuit number 1, fursuit number 2, fursuit number 3, and grunting, you would have turned it off.
Can we also talk real quick about how itchy looks?
Yeah,
I hate it.
the
I hate everything
grandpa,
about it.
He is the most terrifying Star Wars creature I've ever
Well, they
seen.
made it-
long
old
deep
man.
jowls. That lip is like a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon.
It goes up over
He has no
almost
teeth,
over his nose.
by the
Yeah,
way.
it's I can't remember what like Bugs Bunny has pulled, maybe Tasmanian Devil, maybe not, pulled that bottom lip
Daffy
over their nose. Daffy Duck. Is
Yeah.
that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fucking Looney Tunes version of that. And it's like, It's wrong.
It's Ludo from the Labyrinth.
It
with the,
is, but all methed out.
yes.
He methed
Oh
up.
yeah, it's Mushmouth Ludo.
It is meth mouth Ludo.
Good
Yeah.
God, that's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done, but also I'm not
You're
sleeping tonight, so I'm not thanking you.
But like they took all of
He
his
also
teeth
farts
out.
a lot. Like, Ludo didn't fart. He went to the bog of
the
farts.
stones farted.
Yeah, he went to the bog of farts. I know. Don't write a letter.
No, actually, do fuck you.
It's because it's called the bog of farts, right?
Han emailed first.
But then she ends up like she closes the secret TV because, by the way, their phones are just TVs.
Yeah,
Bog of Eternal Stench,
like-
by the way.
I know it's the bog of eternal stench. I was being an asshole.
you should have written a letter.
But like the secret rebel TV is just like a small tube TV hidden in a cabinet. There's like a secret shelf behind a shelf kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
I
It's,
love
it's,
it.
it's
The
where Paul
regular-
Rudd gets his cologne and Anchorman. that gives you the idea of what we're looking at.
But then the regular one is literally like it's a fucking Dance Dance Revolution console from an arcade in the middle of their living room.
yeah, it's
But, like,
interactive.
She goes up to tune in that thing, and she's like, she's trying to call Art Carney,
Uh-huh.
who's this Sundar, I think is the
You know
name.
who he reminds me of? A backwater Luthen Rael.
You know, he's according to the IMDb
Yeah.
trivia, who he's supposed to be.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, that's the guy from the show you guys just watched.
From Andor.
Yeah, from Andor.
Sorry. When your wife said that, I was like, 100% she's being sarcastic right now.
No, that's
100%.
exactly who I was thinking.
But,
I just
yeah,
didn't know his
it's
name.
It's
you can't
okay.
forget Luthen Rael.
It's
It's
Stellar
a backwater. Yeah, it's Stellan skateboard. It's a backwater version of that, in my opinion.
I'd listen to Han talk shit.
Han talks shit first.
Dude, that's why didn't we fucking name it that? Good God
I mean,
damn
that's what
it.
we're doing, but we're also taking shots. So.
I did a lot of shots first.
But,
But I
according
listen.
to the IMDb trivia,
High five.
Sundar, or whatever the fuck Art Carney's character's name is, was like a proto Lando. Because Lando is supposed to be like Lando / also this character is basically like he's like in the Wild West, the white guy who sets up a trading post with the natives,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's also just like, so he's kind of like, he's not necessarily a rebel. He's not necessarily, and then they changed it a little bit, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like, he plays both sides, which this guy kind of does a little bit. And he's also, but he's set up, he's like, I'll trade with these natives.
This
because
guy,
can
I think this
definitely make
guy's
money.
much more, less ambiguous. Lando is definitely.
Well, I think Lando became something else.
Uh-huh.
But like the IMDb trivia was saying, like on some of Lucas's earlier stuff, this was a very similar
makes
thing
sense
to the base Lando.
What are the chances we're gonna get Mr. Donald Glover / Childish Gambino to play Lando Calrissian again?
Him and his brother are pinning something right now. It is listed by Disney as things to be released, which doesn't give me all the faith, by the way.
Right.
Nope.
Because
It's happened a lot.
unless I see a trailer, I do not give a shit
You're
about your
correct.
announcement. But it's him and his brother pinning something right now. I would probably, at this moment where we are, I would give it a 65% chance that we'll see it.
Okay.
I think
I was going to go 50-50.
I thought
think
he
we're
was
a bit
amazing.
above. I think we're a bit above. The problem is the older he gets, and it's just he looks great. The older he gets, the less time Disney gets to use him, and that's like it's a Marvel thing.
Well, and I'm sure he's probably older than fucking Billy D was when he made Empire.
But you can't tell.
But you can't tell because
can't
it's not
tell.
the 70s and 80s
Yeah.
anymore. People age differently now.
Fucking Wilford Brimley in his
the hormones.
20s.
Yeah, Wilford Brimley and Paul Rudd. Look that up.
Yeah.
So
At 40, I think
Right?
50 or 40, 50 years old.
yeah.
Like
Looked
50.
him up at 50.
You know
Marissa
what?
Tomei.
Yeah, I was
going
gonna
to
say that the
Good
day we
God.
are recording this, which is a couple days earlier, 20 days earlier. It's December 4th. It's Marissa Tomei's 60th birthday.
And let me just say one more time, Marissa Tomei.
I was looking up pictures to make a little, do a little collage and post like happy birthday to people that we like. There was pictures of her from My Cousin Vinny and Oscar. There's pictures of her from The Wrestler in 2009, and there's pictures of her from Spider-Man Homecoming.
And you couldn't tell.
Same fucking person.
Yeah. Outside of like hair or makeup or wardrobe.
Yeah.
Like when I see her in all black, I'm like, oh, it's my cousin Vinny because my penis can tell.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the only time I've been
She's
hard during a
fucking
Spider-Man film.
gorgeous, is what she
So-
is.
Oh, really? Strange. Yeah, I'm the weird one.
Kirsten Dunst didn't do it
Over
for
here
me.
getting off on the vulture. Oh, sorry. Never mind.
Anyway,
Oop.
let's move on. But Mala is
Michael
like
Skeeton.
Mala goes to like call Art Carney, but she gets to watch like the security cameras for the first 5 minutes. And Art Carney's like, there's an Imperial guy who, as you pointed out, there's more than one in this show, but they're the ones they shouldn't be there.
He could
They're
be
the guys.
here. I guess
they're the
he could
guys
be
who do
here.
the levers. They're like,
I guess he could be here because it's his time off. They shouldn't be leading a fucking squad.
But like Art Carney goes in and this guy's there, and I do like because they obviously are dubbing this.
Two
dude.
words: digital peephole. That's how phones work in Star Wars, and that's nightmare fuel. Like if you're on your couch, let's say pleasuring yourself, and someone's trying to call you, they just get a video of you like, can't come to the phone right now. I'm coming to something else. Sorry.
But like they're obviously dubbing this guy, right? Because we never see his mouth move, but we hear his voice, and he's like the Cobra Commander.
Doing this most sinister
Yeah,
voice you
Art
can
Carney's
get.
like, oh, you're in my shop. You obviously want to see my ID, right? He's like,
I'm off the clock. I'm just looking for stuff.
What do you think about this?
What else do you have? I don't like fish.
Me neither.
No, I really hate fish.
I like the occasional drink every once in a while.
but
I don't get that reference.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also don't like fish. I like a drink every now and then. Your wife had a thought of
drink like a fish.
Yeah, it's
drink like a fish
It's a cocaine Bruce Valanche connection to Drink Like a Fish.
because you know what it was? Fucking Bruce Valanche's dad went fishing and never caught anything except a buzz.
And never came back.
No, he came back. He just wished he didn't.
Oh, by the way, I did mention Bruce Valanche was the one who admitted to doing cocaine. But if you think about things like Hot Shots, that guy was also doing cocaine.
Charlie Sheen, yeah.
Well, the guy who wrote it, Pat,
Oh,
He
yeah.
got the cocaine from Charlie Sheen.
Pat Puff or whatever the fuck I said his name was. But this guy's and the thing that grosses me out about this is the thing he ends up with is like he's like, oh, it's just a
personal groomer. Why would I want that?
no,
Have
it's not
you
a personal
seen
groomer.
me?
You can comb your hair. You can get stains out of your clothes. You
And
can
your
brush your
face.
teeth. You can clean your fingers. You can clean your toes. You can fucking
Pierce your
you can
ears.
wash your asshole. You can clean your colon.
Oh, pierce your ears was definitely one of
It
them.
can
Yeah.
pierce your ears.
But this
or
thing-
something else, wink.
But so this thing will do piercings. It'll clean your toes, your hands. It'll comb your hair, and you brush your teeth with it. No, thank you, Star Wars.
No, it's a little tiny sentient droid.
No, thank
and
you, Star
inside of
Wars.
it is a bunch of really weird bacteria slugs that eat all the stuff you just put inside of it.
No, thank you, Star Wars.
No, thank you.
If it's in my butt, I don't need it in my mouth.
That's how
Well,
you get
no,
E.
there's
coli.
different sides.
Remember the towel your aunt got you when you were in college where half the towel said face
Yeah.
and the other said butt?
That's
My-
important.
My aunt and uncle and my parents like to make fun of me because I was washing my towels, what my mom called too often. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know if I dried my butt or my balls or my face.
What's
side-
too often?
I basically, when I was a kid, I threw them in like every time. If I used a towel, threw it in the laundry.
That's
so my
too
mom
often.
was
That's
getting
too
mad.
often.
Yeah, no, I'm an
That's too
adult. It's
often,
different
yeah.
now. But when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, but that part might have touched my ass. And they're like, yeah, but you washed your ass, right? And I'm like, sure. Still got ass on it.
I just think of Nick Miller. Did you wash that? Yeah, I washed the thing that washes me. No, thank you.
He was the complete opposite of me.
I was the exact opposite of that until I moved out of until my mom stopped doing laundry. All of a sudden, I
Oh,
was
it's
like,
my turn to do laundry? I think once
Well,
every 4 days is fine.
I'm gonna be fair here. Like, yeah, sure, it was because my mom was doing laundry, but also it took her until I was like 17 to comment on it.
Uh-huh.
So, he has that whole interaction with the Imperial Guard, and but then he gets the phone call from Mala suddenly. But
the
I like
stupidest
his
thing though is the fucking BS spy shit where he's like,
Yeah.
that throw rug, that shaggy carpet
yes.
you ordered.
It's 4 planets
It was
away.
made by someone 4 planets away by hand by herself. You could say it's Han
Han Solo
Solo.
is bringing
It was
to
made
you.
by Han.
Solo.
You know, Solo.
Dude, you're the stupidest Imperial Guard that's ever existed.
That Imperial Guard's like, well, the name's Han, so that can't be right.
Did he say Han or Han?
He hasn't
He said
met.
hand.
He hasn't met Land. No, he says Han. Definitely says Han.
No.
But he hasn't met Lando yet. So the Imperial Guard.
Yeah,
So he's like, that's not Han.
that's not how you say that.
She made it by Han. Solo. You, might
could say.
It's so dumb.
You
Also, like,
understand? you
you-
understand, right? You
got
understand
it?
what
Did
I'm
you get it?
saying?
Did you get it?
You don't have to say that because you know who Chewie is showing up with? Han Solo.
Yeah.
Just that shaggy carpet you ordered is on its way. It's a couple planets away. It'll be here soon.
He's got a
And
pilot taking him. Guess
Yeah.
who that pilot is? The guy has a life tattoo. they've been with for the last couple of years, maybe more. Woody Harrelson's dead.
No.
And we have a commercial break, and we come back to. We already talked about most of those commercials. so
Yeah.
We come back to Space Julia Childs, which I'm sure has a name.
Yeah, I didn't catch it, and I don't know.
This is played by Harvey Korman, though, and when we were looking up stuff the other day, I looked up the holiday special to show Whitney clips while we were sitting at the bar.
Yeah.
I was like, look, this is what we're going to watch, and she wasn't paying attention. One of the things I just
Like
randomly landed on was this Space Julia Childs, which is Harvey Korman dressed up with purple metallic face paint.
God, I love
this
it.
weird, what is this haircut
This hair
called?
is no.
Like,
This
it's a
hair is the
bouffant.
stepmother from
Cinderella.
Cinderella.
Yeah,
Spot
just like-
fucking on.
just
Yep.
like, hello, we're here to cook food today.
We've got roast of bantha.
It's Bantha surprise.
Add your black Malone sauce.
And I love the she. I'm gonna say she because I know it's a guy in
But
there.
yeah, but it's-
presented.
Yeah,
as
we
a
know
female.
we're sheeing.
Raw materials, everything. Like she licks her fingers after putting the roast in there, and then she's like, a spot for me, and then a spot for the pot of all these
It's
spices.
nice and tender.
And you, it's nice
very
and
tender.
Which is just great. So real quick, we were watching this on a stream where the subtitles did not account for the commercials.
Nope.
So as this first batch of commercials was going, it's like GM Motors. Then underneath the subtitles like nice and tender.
Very
Yes,
tender.
very tender.
So I thought that was just a way to compliment somebody. Dude, how's that drink? Oh, very tender.
I'm gonna start doing that
This-
for you now.
Please
This
do.
did really entertain me though. I think the problem with this thing, this whatever it is
What?
that
No,
is
so
the
real
first.
quick. Hold on. When you say that, this skit or on the
No, this
whole
whole product.
Gotcha.
I think the problem for me is like the first 15 minutes is that like Wookiee talk and then the weird French circus and then it gets into stuff that entertains me, but I'm already like
But it's also
Whoa.
disjointed too because all right, this is entertaining me. We're gonna move on because we're not going beat by beat. This entertains me, and then coming up later, the fucking salesman brings by VR porn for
Yep.
the stepdad or for the grandpa, and it's this
Terrible.
6.5 to 7 minute fucking song.
minus the song, that segment's very entertaining.
What part was
Is it?
entertaining to you?
Of Grandpa getting off.
Oh,
It was
okay.
fun as fuck.
Wow. I did not know my husband had that kink. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not. I don't kink shame Whitney.
I just want to say real quick about the Julia
do,
Childs thing.
apparently.
The part that was really entertaining though, after all that weird shit that happened that made me laugh,
Yeah.
is the Julia Childs character like it's the two hands and it's like you have to whip, stir, whip.
Then you need to
And then
beat
you know what?
it.
You've got Mala trying to keep up with her like wooden paddles.
Whitney did give an audible laugh when that third hand
And then
came
suddenly
out.
the third hand comes out and it's like, you also have to beat it. So beat, whip, stir, beat. And it's Harvey Korman doing the delivery.
Oh
if it
my
was
God.
if it was another person
Yeah.
or if it was not this delivery, it would be different.
I
But
made
it's
the
just
comment.
him trying to keep up. I feel like he maybe didn't even 100% know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's like you whip and stir, and then the other hand. He knew he had hands.
The fourth
Where they
hand
come
came
out,
out
they're
to
like,
like
beat, whip,
stop
stir,
him from
beat.
sneezing, but a good gag was grabbing the ladle with
Oh,
the fourth
yes,
hand,
that fourth
and
hand.
feeding him some of the soup, which has liquid in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time it works really well.
It was-
First, second time, that
The
third
third
time
time?
it's like kind of in his eyes.
Yeah,
But he
it's-
rolls with it. Like it's Harvey Korman being amazing. And if you guys don't know Harvey
Oh
Korman,
my God. Do
best
yourself a favor and
my
find
best
it.
reference point for me personally that I could give you is Blazing Saddles.
Or,
It's
no,
Headley
Headley.
it's also the Carol Burnett show, dude.
I know,
for
but
sure, and that's
Oh.
I love that you say that because I grew up watching that too. But I think
Yes.
most people, if you ask Harvey Korman, you're
He
going
was
to say
also
Blazing
on
Saddles.
the Hollywood Squares.
Had him off with a pass. I hate
I
that
hate that
cliche.
Or not the square.
it's just a man and a horse
What's
being
the-
hung.
Match game.
Is it the match? No.
I
It's-
loved match
It's
game.
the one
I
where there's like row
I
of
didn't
four,
watch
row of
old-
four, and then it's the two people. Maybe like you need to word.
Yeah, match game.
Is that the match
Yeah,
game?
they'll give you a word like wedding blank, and they're like, I said wedding party. Oh, wedding shower or wedding orgy. Like was the more
Yeah.
answer wedding orgy. It's tough to. And I'm speaking mostly about your wife because I can watch anything with Star Wars noises. It's tough for your wife to want to.
Dude, I wanted to kill
going.
myself.
Yeah.
And then these little drops of awesomeness came through.
But it's not enough of a reprieve to make up for everything
never
else
gonna
you
watch
saw,
this
right?
again.
Because what comes right after this? What do you got for notes?
Well,
like,
the next thing is when Harvey Korman Art Carney shows up with the Christmas gifts or the Life Day gifts, and we get whatever, and VR porn for Grandpa.
Yep.
it is. I mean, she starts with like, "Hello, listen to the sounds of my voice. I know all your desires. I find you attractive.
I need you to think
I don't
of me.
have to ask.
I need you to think of me. You
I
need
don't
to
have
picture
to
me.
ask if you find me attractive because I'm the most desired thing you've ever had in your brain. That's right, Ronald Reagan riding a little robotic donkey.
There you go.
That's what you see.
Dude, if it put the most desired thing in your brain, I'd just like put it on. I don't know what I would see, but it wouldn't be a sexy lady. Like I love sexy ladies.
But I'm glad that you said that because like, I
It wouldn't
did
be
think
me.
of. I did think
but
of.
you're already here, babe. I don't need to imagine.
No.
I know, I'm
Get
being an
out of
asshole.
here. With
I'm trying to save my marriage.
with that.
Don't ever have me watch this again. That'll save your marriage.
I'm gonna become a couples counselor. Okay, show her the holiday special, and then tell you'll never show it to her again.
So she doesn't want to take part in our experiment that I posited, by the way.
Yeah, every week
Watch
we
this
watch
once
this.
a week, every week for a year, and see what happens to your brain.
You know what would happen? I would learn Shyriiwook. I'd come over and be like, and be like, hey, fuck you too, buddy.
I'd respond in kind with,
His accent's a little off. He's from one of the southern provinces. But no, I'm glad that you said that because like I thought about like my most desire. I kind of want to see what I'd see. I
Yeah.
don't know myself well enough.
plug it into my head. Let's find out.
It's gonna be just my cat
Johnson
looking at
Ackles.
me.
It's just a person with dick arms, and I'm like, why is this a thing I'm imagining?
What happened?
Do you want dick arm?
I don't know. I don't know what's in my head. I've
Okay.
never talked to myself.
Yeah,
that's not true.
I spend a lot of money.
I've never listened to myself.
When
I've
I say
talked to
one,
myself.
what is your most desire? When I say one,
That's
3,
like
2, 1.
popcorn.
The first word on your blah.
Steak.
Okay.
Cheetos.
There you go.
But that's momentary. That is like right
That's
now.
what
That's
it's reading.
impulsive. No,
No,
Yes,
it's
it
reading your
deepest
deepest desires.
not
Oh.
impulsive.
And Grandpa Chewy's deepest desires is a sexy black singer from the 60s.
Diane Carroll.
I mean, she's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong.
She is.
And it is that like sexy talk, but then all
A
of a sudden
beautiful
she's
voice. Hate the fucking song.
like, "We're gonna have this moment last forever," and then she means it.
Yeah.
Because this song lasts forever.
For the next 9.5 minutes.
For
You get her just like, and I couldn't even tell you what this song's about because you can't hear anything.
It's
just
about making a moment last forever. I'm not even joking. It's about making a moment last forever.
It is. This minute lasts forever.
That's what I heard.
forever.
That's all I heard was.
How many times did she say "I find you adorable" before we heard you? I still never heard it. Derek found
because we had
it.
to turn
Yep.
the subtitles off because the unsynced thing, and she's like,
Very tender.
"Look at you." I was like, "What did she say?"
Sorry, this is early ASMR. We're gonna do wet mouth sounds and crinkle noises. Don't strain your voice.
So that's followed by Mala talking to C-3PO and Leia on the phone, which we talked about earlier. I do like, though, when she's like, when Leia's like, I need to talk to Han, or even Chewie, but preferably Han, because he speaks basic. I'd like to talk to him, please.
She's a princess. She
And-
gets what she wants.
It's true.
Mala says something, and 3PO's like, she says that he's not there, but she's there with a friend. And I'm like, ooh,
Oh,
this sounds like you just caught Mala
hello.
sleeping around.
Oh.
She's there with a friend. Hello there.
Hello there. It's Lando.
I am the
it's-
friend you're looking for.
It's Lando though in the background.
Oh,
Ah, you old scoundrel, you.
that would have
you
made this.
caught me.
That would have made this so much
I mean,
better.
the reason it's not because Billy D. Williams wasn't in Star Wars yet. Otherwise, fuck yeah. I feel like he would have been all over this holiday.
No, yeah,
special.
he wasn't there because there had not been a. Actually, so I've always said that Billy D was the first black man in first black person in Star Wars.
But it's not
Diane
because
Carroll.
it's signed. Yes, 78.
Yeah.
Diane Carroll.
Although this isn't considered canon.
Depends who you ask.
I mean, they've
not
reintroduced his
Carol?
family, but this is not considered canon.
Not at all. Not at all.
And actually, I read a thing. Apparently, so a lot of art house theaters and stuff, we know the one here, the Loft, they show this movie every year on Christmas.
Nice.
They show it for free, so I don't go because that means it's going to be full. But apparently up until 2019, people were actually licensing the rights from Disney, even though the things they were showing were like bootlegs that had local commercials and whatnot.
Yeah.
But Disney was like, yeah, we'll license it so that way, the theaters have to watch their paperwork.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on now because in 2019, Disney stopped doing that. But I guess maybe because the Loft is showing it for free.
You're not making money.
Yeah. I mean, people buying popcorn and shit, but they can walk in and buy popcorn. You don't have to have a ticket to walk in there.
Yeah.
So-
You can't discriminate.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a ticket to
But
ride.
I found that very interesting that Disney was actually Disney and before that, presumably Lucasfilm or whoever owned that entity. I don't know if it was independent. I think it was, but they were, maybe it was Fox, but they were actually just like, okay, sure, you can pay us for the the whatever, the public rights for it. But you're still showing a VHS that someone recorded or like a stream that you've got.
I
Like,
think if you're Disney, especially with the way they've handled their properties, the more exposure, the better.
yeah.
If we can get people back into Star Wars by way of this, sure.
Well, and George Lucas being embarrassed by this makes perfect sense. But at this point in 2024, nobody watching the Star Wars Holiday Special is going to go, well, I'm never watching Star Wars again.
Right.
Like, they're watching it for the kitsch factor. They're watching it kind of like in that trailer we watched for Disturbance in the Force. I think it was Paul Scheer and Weird Al both were like, it's like I'm watching something I'm not supposed to be allowed to watch.
And somebody else in
So-
that said, like, seeing is believing. And
Yeah.
that's like how bad this is. And your wife, I know you had a bad time watching this,
I didn't fall asleep like
but you watched it.
I did watch
It's-
it.
I
It's
only
a-
fell asleep during Bea Arthur's song. And
It's
that's
a
because she
right-
said it was last call, which meant it was time to pass out drunk.
It's like a trigger. It's a rite of passage, though, for me as a Star Wars fan.
Okay.
You know,
and what about
like-
me?
You've done it. So now when you have, probably not me, but another Star Wars fan, like, well, you probably haven't seen the Holiday Special. You'd be like, yeah, I fucking did. I hated it, but I fucking did
You don't
it.
even say that. They say you haven't seen the Holiday Special. You just respond with,
I go like this. For
Man,
those who
I wish we had video for that because your wife did a really good lumpy face.
yeah, she does a good lumpy face.
Aw, thanks, babes.
That sounds so much worse. Lumpy face.
But there have been like stormtroopers at the house harassing them. We kind of skipped over that. It's
It's because
fine.
they know Chewie lives
they don't
there.
care about the plot. Why do we?
But I
but
just,
Art
it's
tries
important
to-
here because this is where
Art tries to like be like, well, the husband, they got in a fight and he just stormed off, so
Yeah.
he's not coming back.
so the stormtroopers are there. We cut to commercial for 60 minutes, and then
It's
This is a weird-
60 minutes, dude. What was this one about?
well, there
This
was a
had,
real
like-
quick. The 60 minutes one. It was a what's on CBS.
Oh, no.
It was
Oh,
like
there was
60
no,
minutes.
this is
all
the
We're
in the
ramping up
family.
for
break.
Cold War.
Yeah.
No,
because-
that's a different one.
No, 60 Minutes talked about.
That was the CBS news break. This one was just a CBS thing. It was like, we've got 60 minutes, all in the family. Alice, Lucy comes to Nashville, Dallas.
Oh, that's right.
like it was just rambling off shit.
So then we get the special.
Also, we find out that on Saturday, the Bible is playing on CBS.
I might want to check this out. It looks pretty terrible. We
and
do
we find
get
out about
a
Reggie Candy.
Reggie Candy is a Star Crunch.
It's a Star Crunch with like extra caramel. That's
I love
sold by
old
Reggie
baseball.
Jackson.
Dude, I
love
want-
old baseball, and this
Oh,
is
when they
I'm
can
going to
actually
impress
play?
everyone in the room, kind of, unless you know where I learned this. But Mr. October,
yeah, Mr. October. Derek learned that from
Cedric the
basketball.
Entertainer?
basketball.
You're thinking of
Mr.
Mr.
3000.
and not with Cedric the Entertainer, Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
That's right, because Bernie Mac has passed and Cedric is still alive.
Yes,
Rest
but
in
Derek,
pictures,
good
Bernie.
job on knowing that.
I did learn it from basketball.
I
so-
think
Oh,
we-
so
I think
Reggie
here,
is
though-
Mr. October?
Yeah,
All right.
'Cause he
But
got into the
can we
playoffs so
agree?
much.
Can you agree
He
that Reggie
lit in
is a
October.
Star
Yeah.
Crunch that just has a schmelty caramel and not a solid
it's like
caramel?
she didn't even listen to what Derek
Yeah, she
just
wasn't
said.
listening. She was texting.
I was texting. I'm sorry, I was texting my best friend.
It's fine. She doesn't listen to
But
this
I just love
podcast.
Reggie Jackson selling
Reggie.
a snack thing called Reggie, and he's like eating it too.
Yeah.
He's like, this Reggie's delicious, and I'm like, I bet it is, Reggie.
By the way, later tonight, I need you to say that when you look at me. Special bulletin. Russia's president says they tested a neutron bomb which is a bomb that kills people and leaves buildings. Be scared, America.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It
And
is
then it
fear
goes right
factor
into
to
like
9,000.
someone is selling secret documents to the Russians.
Yes.
But then the ending of it is
There was 11 inches of snow in Minnesota, and
Wisconsin, but they expected the maternity wards to be really busy because of this giant like blizzard
9 months ago.
9 months ago. Turns out that's not the case. People aren't fucking.
Though I loved
Maybe the
thing
husbands
was,
were
like,
just shoveling the
hu-
driveways.
Exactly. The husbands were too busy shoveling snow. I'm like, no, they were fucking hammered.
We're
and
talking about
couldn't get it
Wisconsin.
up.
We're talking about Wisconsin, right? They were at a bar. They fucking drudged their way through snow to go to
They
a bar.
didn't shovel the snow. They just rolled through
They
the snow.
tobogganed.
We know people from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
They went to bars.
Yeah.
Yo, that person will have like the ice picks and like luging. And it's just like whoosh.
Also, by the way, if you don't know if you know anybody from Wisconsin, then you don't.
Yeah, 'cause
Right.
they tell you.
Because you'll meet them and they'll be like, yeah, no. I'm from Wisconsin. I love the Green Bay Packers. I love the Wolverines.
Did you say that you had a barbecue sauce? That reminds me of a sausage I had once in Wisconsin. I'm watching the Packers game. It's 1982. And I had a beauty of a sausage, a summer sausage in winter.
Ooh.
Not a bad thing, but, you know,
Ooh.
it's kind of a little uncouth.
Well, summer sausage comes out in the winter.
No, it comes out in the summer.
No.
I
It's
don't
a
know.
summer sausage.
Yeah, because you case it in the summer.
I really like my hamburgers with nothing. I like them bare. Oh, I hate the bears.
Oh, did you say bear? Because I won't have it.
Fucking bears, man.
Did you say black hawk?
No, it's a black cock.
Oh, thank God. Because if you said black hawk, we can't be friends.
I'm not a big fan of that either because it's Wisconsin. And
It's
I,
Wisconsin.
but
hey, the guy said he's a Packers fan. He said he packs all the time, every night. Him and his boyfriend are packing all night long. They must be
Ooh.
huge fans. I don't know why he calls it breen gay, but either way.
I do like you mentioned while we were watching this, like they didn't close the secret TV. And then the Imperials show
No, your
up.
wife said it
I
first.
did.
Oh, okay.
Thank
And
you.
my quote was like, dude, you're getting sloppy.
That's what it was. It was him saying they're getting sloppy. When the Imperials show up, though, you see Art Carney
You
walk
saw.
up in the background, and he's just kind of like slides the TV shut. And like I said, it's a double slide. So like when they're looking
Yeah.
around the house, one of the stormtroopers,
Knocks on
he
it.
finds it's hollow, and he opens it, but he just sees like
He does the Christopher Lloyd shave and the haircut. Hollow.
but it's a shelf of whiskey, but they're only shooters. But it's enough that he goes, oh, I don't need to open the rest of that.
Sorry, I'm not gonna know the name. It's like Gamoral, but I did look it up. That like the Wookiees have a drink that is fermented with hide and bone. There's nothing more badass than that.
Yeah.
That's good God, man.
Good God,
me,
are
I'm
you
ta-
insane?
I'm talking about a taste.
And this is probably this whole section is my favorite performance from Art Carney.
Oh
Because
yeah.
they're like, do you have your identification? And he's
Oh, I
like,
have my
identification.
identification.
He says identification no less than
13?
I was going to say 40 times.
Can't find it.
Because he's just like, my identification. I have identification. Like, it's just
here it is.
constant. And then
Because a
even when they-
stormtrooper
even
puts
after
a
they-
gun in his face, like found it.
Even after they look at it, he's like, you know what's great about identification? It identifies you. Also, I have these protective sleeves for identification. If you guys need
I
identification.
made that wallet. That wallet makes it so they look pristine at all times.
And then one of these Imperial guys is like, hey, what's that sewing kit? Oh, it turns out it's a portable concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question mark?
And
That's,
then-
that's what I thought of. It's an old sewing
It
machine,
is.
right?
It's a
Like,
sewing
it comes in
machine.
a case.
And then that's where we get the
That's
starship.
exactly what it looked like, though.
No, it's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the name. In episode 5,
Oh God.
there's a
Oh, God,
there's a,
she says.
there's a black dude that runs by with an ice cream maker, and it's the Winthrop, right? There's
I don't fucking know.
there's a
I've
if
never
it's-
made ice cream in my life.
If it's not Winthrop, it's something very close. Wilfred's. Is it the Wilfreds? Anyway,
Let's go with
we'll
Winthrop.
look it up. But it is a Comic-Con thing now that there are people that dress like this minor ass character, just a black dude in like this fucking jumper type thing. He's running through Bespin with an ice cream maker, and everyone's like, "That's an ice cream maker." It's actually become known as a Cantino. You see it in Mandalorian. When Werner Herzog gives him the Beskar and opens up that case, that's a Cantino.
Speaking of Mandalorian, we
I
didn't
will.
mention earlier, but the so in the house you see a lot of the kitchen because she's doing cooking.
Yeah.
The hood vent over the
yeah.
stove. This stove and hood vent is like 90% of the way to the armorer's forge in the Mandalorian.
And I'm guessing because it's Filoni and Favreau, they watched this as children.
Yeah.
And what they took from it, the blurgs are in this a little bit very, very quickly in the cartoon, and the blurgs come back in Mandalorian because
that's
of
what
Filoni.
Nick Nolte's riding around.
Yeah.
On. Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm too fucking legged cow.
God, I can't wait to talk about Mandalorian.
We just did.
No, I mean,
I
like,
know.
really.
I know
though.
it's going to be a long episode.
But yeah, so he wants to see how this sewing kit music machine works. And Art Carney sets it up for him, does a little bit of gags. It's Art Carney and Harvey Korman are the best parts of this.
Yeah.
1000%.
Because they're just funny. But he gets
Also,
the thing
they're
set
just
up.
being people, and I can't handle.
Well, they're doing.
They're
also-
speaking.
They're
Yeah,
doing.
I need
their,
basic.
They're doing their goofy ass TV shit, which
1000%.
still just works. Like
It did
you know.
work back then,
It worked then, and it still works.
and also with them doing it,
Sorry.
works now.
Carol Burnett show's going right now, right? 78?
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
he's just doing another fucking skit to him.
And
Yeah.
if people
Him being
don't know who
Corman.
Carol Burnett is,
if Carol Burnett,
if you've ever seen, was it Mama's House?
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's Carol Burnett.
The
Oh
Simpsons?
my God, she's
wasn't that on Carol? Didn't that start on that? Or was
No,
that a
Tracy
different-
Ullman.
no
That was
Tracy
Ullman.
Ullman
Tracy
show.
Carol
Sorry.
Burnett was very much like this without all Star Wars.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm aging myself. 81. Had an older sister. She raised me, so I'm watching all the shit she's watching. I know, right? They're being insane. The Carol Burnett show was just amazing, and she ended every show with a wiggle of the right ear.
And that was for someone, right?
for
I
her
think it was
daughter?
for her mother.
It was how she said. I thought daughter, but you could be right.
I think it's her mother.
She tugged
Signed
on her
off.
ear to say hello or goodbye to someone very specific.
It was.
It wasn't for you. Wasn't for me. Wasn't
was
for
for her
America.
mother.
You know who also
Yeah.
wasn't for Jefferson Starship?
Yeah,
Because
because
they
this.
now start a music
fucking-
video. So
Nope,
this
I'm
music,
done. I'm blocking this out. It was terrible. We don't need to talk about it.
this Jefferson
Whitney
Starship,
signing off.
this Jefferson Starship music video, and then the Bea Arthur song coming
It
up
didn't
later
have Grace Slick in it. It's
Are-
not.
are both directed by the guy who was originally directing this special. He did those two things,
Yeah.
and then like a little bit, and then he was like, "Fuck this, I quit." So I didn't get his name, but he was like, "This is fucking stupid. You guys need to lay off the blow, homie. Like, smoke some weed, chill out.
Chill out. Everyone's talking 40 miles a minute.
I'm not putting French clowns in my TV special."
Yes, you are.
But during the Jefferson Starship thing, there was a thing Jack pointed out, which is that the guy singing, his microphone starts to glow. It's basically a pink lightsaber dildo.
It is.
That
It's
he's
not
singing into.
flattering.
But the best part of the video is the mustache guy, the guitarist.
Dude.
I missed
this-
it. I blocked it out.
Oh, this lead guitar. He has the longest black hair, thick
Long,
mustache,
straight black hair, cop mustache.
like
The fuck is
open.
it? Oh, cop.
Cop, not cock. Cop mustache.
I would say the closest thing to his garment is like a Native American vest, like leather kind
Yeah.
of thing.
it's
Bell
like a
bottoms.
vest that won't go past your nipples. Like you close the vest
Oh,
all the
the
way and it
inside,
doesn't make
like
it past
the-
your
Uh-huh.
nipples.
The
Like,
sternum side
yeah,
just
it's
covers
just-
the nipples.
He's the best part of this video, but again, too long,
Yeah.
way too long.
and
This is like people behind the curtain. We were talking during this because it's not a good enough song.
we were talking and I was doing minor research during
This is-
every song.
This is where you talk because it's going to be 7 to 45 minutes of crap.
This was the shortest song, which might be why I thought it was the best. This was probably like 5 minutes.
It's
Felt like
terrible.
45.
It was absolutely terrible.
For me, at least, I was like, at least there's like a guitar or something. Every other song was just like slow piano.
Yeah,
and
but I
some
think your
girl
wife
going,
is equating it to how much she likes the other songs
I
of this
love
band.
Grace
Yeah, but
Slick,
it's
and
just-
Grace Slick is what made Jefferson Airplane and Jefferson Starship
but
and,
it's just
and
like,
just Starship. Like,
but every other song in this is just like a slow piano and some girl singing, going.
Oh no, I agree. I agree it's the best song, but I also agree with your wife. Again, it's trash.
It is trash,
this whole
but at least it's got a
bullshit
guitar.
is trash.
Yeah.
Rude. It also is.
Are we
You're right.
done?
No.
Is it over
No.
yet?
No, we're like
We
halfway
have,
through.
we have to get to the cartoon.
Shut the fork up.
So we got the Boba Fett cartoon. That's the next part.
Boba Fett is a fucking bounty hunter.
Yes, Boba
He's
Fett is a bounty
the
hunter.
bounty hunter.
And this is the introduction of Boba Fett, technically.
No, it is.
Well, if this isn't...
Because
this
he
isn't
was not in
canon,
A New
so-
Hope, right?
He was not. He was in...
He's in the second one.
Yeah, he's in
standing
Empire.
on the other side. Nobody ever really says anything to him. It's just like a 5-second thing.
Well, Darth
right?
Vader talks to him. He's the one who...
No disintegrations.
Yeah,
and then he
he's-
goes full as you wish.
Yeah. He's the one who
Okay.
gets Han Solo and freezes him in carbonite.
Got it. So
But the
Wow,
cartoon...
hold
the cartoon...
on. He doesn't freeze him in carbonite. He's against it. It's Vader is using Han Solo as a tester on Bespin. He has the Ugnaughts freeze him in carbonite to test if he can do that for Luke and deliver him to the Emperor.
why does
Okay,
the
but
Emperor
Boba
need
Fett
Luke?
delivered him.
Yeah.
So...
Huh?
Nope, not asking. It's gonna make this go longer. Everybody
Forget
else heard
my
me.
question.
Everybody else heard me, and
Ignore
they now
me.
Strike that from the record.
This is not what you're looking for. You can't see me, but I'm doing his hand
the
movement.
Jedi mind trick. You did it well too, by the way.
Thank you.
Very Alec Guinness of you.
Oh,
You got those two fingers
Oh my
going. Just like the ladies
God.
like.
The two
And the
fingers
thumb.
going. And the thumb?
That's on the outside.
Got a lot to
Um,
learn.
See, 2 fingers and a
But yeah,
thumb.
I mean, we'll go through the Boba Fett cartoon real quick. It's cool. Apparently, though, I found out they don't say it in this cartoon. But when Mando season 3 came out and the Mythosaur is a thing and whatever, people
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, the Mythosaur previously appeared in the cartoon." They don't say that. So one of these two monsters, presumably the one Boba Fett's riding, is the Mythosaur.
Which looks nothing like the Mythosaur skull, which
No.
is the Mandalorian.
yeah, there's no horns on this
At all.
aminal.
At some point, someone decided this was a Mythosaur.
Yeah, which is wrong. It's wrong.
Oh, hold
Since
up.
it's all
hold
fake, if the
up.
internet
Hey,
said
hey,
it, is
hey,
it-
hey.
hey.
It was pink. Maybe it's a lady mythosaur. And
No,
the
I don't like
skull
Oh, lady
is a
Mythosaurs don't have
male.
horns; they
I
have
don't-
bows.
I don't like
And-
it because they're on
And
like
the male has
Panacea.
the horns.
They're not on fucking Mandalore.
I don't
Lady
fucking care.
Mythosaur has a bow.
When it comes down,
What it comes down to is I wrote in my journal the word mythosaur, and that's that bitch.
but no, it's I
But either
do.
way, it doesn't matter.
I do see what I said. What was the Dianoga, which is the one-eyed monster from Episode 4 in the trash compactor.
in my pants.
We did okay. Well,
I love
Do you-
that I said
if
I
you
didn't
wanna
want to
st-
get too drunk tonight.
if you want to call
You
what's in
shouldn't
your
have watched the
pants,
Star Wars holiday
trash
special.
You fucking
compactor.
scheduled us this way.
I told you yesterday when we were recording
And
Skeleton
you
Crew
said
or whatever we were recording Violent Night
Violent
that
Night.
this was the day we'd be drunker.
I agree.
You should have done Violent Night last night.
We did.
We did.
I mean, we should have done Violent Night tonight.
We didn't.
That's just what I'm saying.
But anyway,
Looks like I'm taking a Midol in the morning.
It's a daily thing.
we run through the cartoon real quick. It's just basically like something's going on with the Falcon. They crash on this quote unquote water planet. I'm pretty sure this water is Jello.
It's Jello.
Hello.
And
Why don't you take a nap? I'll wake you up when we're ready.
Oh, why don't you have a drink of my bantha milk?
oh good God.
Let me fix you up a nice glass of bantha milk. Oh.
Bertha milk makes you sleepy.
Why don't you just cuddle up with me?
HELLO sleep.
Hello, sleep.
But Luke chases after them in a Y-wing, not an X-wing.
Yeah,
Which is the only thing we
absolutely.
ever saw him fly, except for the little.
Pew pew pew.
What's that now? The
The
land
snow
speeder.
speeders. The
Well,
snow
okay,
speeders.
yeah, we saw him drive the land speeder.
I
in
said
Tetris.
fly though.
Oh, fly. Fair. He did say
he
that.
flew a snow speeder. He flew an X-wing. I think that's it.
Uh-huh.
But he flies a Y-wing in this.
But he's a fucking super common. I mean, he's Luke Skywalker. He's one of the greatest pilots ever existed.
Well, he's the son of the best pilot in galactic history, and
I don't know
I guess
about
that's
that.
inherited? Question mark. Well,
I
that's
don't
what they say in the prequels.
yeah. Harrison Dula is a really good pilot. Doesn't have the Force.
But it doesn't count because she's a lady, and it
Oh,
was the 70s.
so sorry.
Lady
She's a lady and she's a
what color is she
Twi'lek.
wearing?
Green. She is green.
Lady in green.
Yeah, she is green. She's not
She
wearing
is green. She's wearing green when I'm
Lady
looking.
is green.
Played by one of Derek's movie wives.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I didn't
I
have to
didn't
hesitate
gonna say it.
because we just recorded. But anyway, so yeah, they go down. This monster eats their ship. Boba Fett kills it, etc., etc.
Ooh,
We
sorry.
find out basically that Boba Fett
I'm
is
not
a
trying to make
traitor.
this longer. It's Boba Fett's premiere. His rifle he uses, that disruptor rifle,
That's the
is the one
Din
from
Djarin.
it's Din Djarin's fucking
Yeah.
rifle, Mandalorian.
Yeah, I recognized it because I was like, Boba Fett doesn't use that rifle, and then I was like, wait, I've seen that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a little different, but it's the kind of the same.
no, it's the same. I mean, like it's the same forked thing,
Yeah,
and it has
it's
different.
just this cartoon has that whole 70s like everything is melty vibe to it.
Even R2 when it gets to him is like wavy.
Yeah, R2 is made out of a rubber dildo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, lucky him.
But basically there's like a magic talisman ?
Dude, big question mark,
And
bro.
something sleep virus that makes humans sleep.
Uh-huh. The only way to save them is have all the blood rush to their head.
Yeah, because Chewie's hanging him upside down like he's about to eat him.
Yeah.
That's how you hang cattle and shit. Like,
After you slit their throat, so all the blood comes out faster,
well,
so
that's how
you
you
don't
do it
spoil
before
the
you slit
fucking.
their throat.
That's how you do it with
Yeah.
turkey.
Exactly. It's because you don't want to spoil the meat. You
Yeah.
want to get everything rushed to one side and let it.
You don't
Yeah.
want them to feel terror. You can taste the terror.
Oh, the tear is the sweet part.
That's why you boil lobsters alive.
Apparently, you have to. Did you know their heart's in their head?
No.
That's
Mine
why you
defi-
stab them.
Mine
right here.
definitely isn't.
No, the
Mine
like
is.
a lobster, the heart is
That's why I'm
right.
married.
Different head.
Like you have the two eyes, and the heart is right in the solid of the cranium between the two eyes,
Right where
and
Boba
that's why you
Fett's third
stab
eye
right
is.
there to kill
Huh.
the lobster in the throat and thought.
Yeah, he's got a weird thing in his helmet.
Yeah, I was because in this cartoon he's got the
I
third
kept
eye.
looking at it like it was a third eye.
Yeah, that's not in the regular costume, right?
Not at
all.
I'm
No.
not crazy. Okay.
No,
No.
go look at when I put on the Boba Fett helmet in our last recording.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys got a special treat of us.
But yeah, they go to the city to get the antidote, and the only thing I'm going to mention because I just want to brush through this because it's whatever. Watch it. You
It's
can get
terrible.
it. It's available on one of the Blu-rays, episode 3 maybe. This cartoon was made available on one of the official Blu-rays.
Oh,
Well,
I
so
didn't
you
know
can
that.
find it on YouTube.
I wasn't made aware of that.
But
I thought you
I like
knew
when
all things Star Wars.
Just lore wise, not production.
he's
Okay.
going to the city.
I'll
and
take that.
He's going to the city, and Chewie's like, "I'm gonna come with you because I don't trust you." And they get there, and there's like a bunch of Imperials walking around. So he's like, "Chewie, sit, stay, good boy."
Good boy. Good Chewy.
I just like that. That was
Should we
funny.
hate it all that?
Yeah.
Oh, but this is all the part where R2D2 takes his dick and puts it in some
It's
Console?
a scomp link.
and catches on to this conversation he's having with the Empire. That
Yeah, which
With
is
Vader
that he's talking to
specifically.
Vader, and he's
Oh, yeah.
working for Vader, which we see.
He's like, good. Help them out. They'll take you to the base. That's gonna be nice. That's
And-
gonna be real nice for me.
Hey, I've got these. I got these guys that you wanted me to capture.
Hey, got a couple of fellas over here. Said they're gonna be able to come and take me to the rebel base. You know what
I
I'm
found a big hairy fella. I
Big
found a big
hairy
hairy fella and a
He's a
little
big
blonde
fucker.
boy.
saying?
Some robots.
Check him in, big Chickle
Wait,
Jackson.
I was talking to this guy. Told me that he's not your father. Something like that.
He said there's no way that Darth Vader's my father. Do
I've
you know
got,
anything
the,
about
got the
that?
gist of it. Something about not being your dad.
So yeah,
It's weird that Boba Fett doesn't have a New Zealand accent in this.
but yeah, this is when they go, and then fucking Luke is like, "Oh my god, come back to the base with us."
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Luke's
Dude.
like, you're a trusted friend
This
and a
was
great
dope.
ally.
What a good time we had.
Yeah, and I love because he's like, you're a trusted friend, and R2D2 is like, beep, boop, beep, boop.
But R2D2 is like, "Fuck that motherfucker."
3PO is the one that's like, it doesn't exactly connect with his translation.
does not compute on his
programming
databanks.
because we overheard this conversation about how he's working for Darth.
And then I was like, "You're just saying this in front of fucking."
And as you said that, they cut to Boba Fett backing out of the room with his gun out,
total
like,
Skeletor
I'll
status.
get you next
like,
time, Gadget.
You fools!
Sorry. I'll get you next time, Gadget.
I'll
And
get
then
you
he
next
fucking
time.
shoots out of the fucking
Gadget.
hatch.
Gidget,
I'll
get you next time,
I'll
Gidget.
get you, Gadget.
I didn't
Wanna
know
go away
Gidget
and
His,
had
have
his,
enemies.
his
fucking
New Zealand's
kids.
way better than mine, but I can still do the Gidget.
You have a really good New Zealander.
I can't go in and out of the accents the way Jack can. I have
Would
to
have
be
gone
like,
away with it wasn't for you fucking kids.
I've got to warm up
Check
like,
out Michael
my
Jackson.
Michael Jackson dance
Yeah.
moves.
The only-
And
But
then
that's
I'm
how it
warmed up,
starts,
see?
though. That's how it starts. Is
It's
by
just
getting
like
a
Michael Caine.
catchphrase.
My cocaine. Okay,
No, it's-
now I can do
it's,
it.
it's
Right.
my cocaine.
My cocaine.
My cocaine. I
Now
was
you're
in
into
Tenet for
it.
1 minute and it was still pretty cool. My cocaine.
Now
This
do
movie doesn't have
Mary
enough of my
Poppins.
cocaine in it. Dick Fa-
my I have to say the way I get into a British, come on, have a spot of tea, meet the missus. That's how I get into The fucking worm from Labyrinth is how I get.
It's
into.
whatever. It's whatever you've
That
heard the
is how I
most
get
of,
into
right?
Yeah.
You know how I
From
get in the
Essex,
mood. You know how I
babes.
get in the mood for tea. Pillsbury plus yellow cake with
Ooh.
pudding.
Pudding.
It
This
is
look
better than
good.
Dunkin'.
That commercial is injected right in the middle of this cartoon.
Yeah, it
This
is.
look good.
Dude, I'm gonna make this for you, okay?
The fat kid in me was
Your
like,
mom's gonna yell at me, but I'm
"Yum."
gonna make you this cake.
Oh, she wouldn't yell at you.
That doesn't exist anymore.
I'm using they have
Pillsbury plus yellow cake with pudding in it. No, that doesn't exist anymore. I'm pretty sure it was giving people cancer.
We did also see an advertisement for a headache medicine that doesn't
Yep.
exist anymore.
And
Dude,
Anacin.
there was Anacin, Cortex or something. It
Cortex?
wasn't Cortex, but it was something like that.
a contact.
But it was funny because the first one was Anacin, and it's like it's better than Cortex and Ababram or whatever.
Bear and
Bear.
ibuprofen.
And then it cut during this special. There are 2 other commercials for the other 2 failed versions. No commercial for Bear, which still exists.
Which
Yeah.
is going strong.
Spottingly, son.
Yeah, again,
Spot
I
on.
love these
Spot
commercials.
on.
All right, back to the movie.
Also, by the way, there's a promo for The Wild Geese, which
Oh
is a
yes,
movie.
and that is something that Jack and I saw on while we were hanging
It's on
out.
Prime right now, I think.
Yeah, and
Some World War II movie, presumably.
So no, that's why I added it. It's not World War II.
it's just a blowy
like,
uppy.
It's a post World War II. I can't think of what would be going on right there. Maybe
Korean
Korea,
War?
but it might not be like a big American war. It's kind of like what do you do with soldiers after they're done soldiering? Send them to other countries.
Who they said some actors was Lee Marvin.
Lee Marvin sounds about right. I know the
Somebody-
second one has Laurence Olivier.
Okay,
Lawrence of
who
Arabia.
we
'Cause we
just
just-
watched on our other podcast, Bad Movies Worst People. He played Zeus in Clash of
Oh.
the Titans.
Oh,
Lawrence Olivier.
Yeah.
That's how I know he's in the second one.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
But either way, we're back to the thing. Chewie kills a bunch of stormtroopers, and the droids sell Boba out, like we said, Boba Fett. And, we'll meet again, friends. And he shoots off through the fucking
Yes, he
thing.
does.
That's the end of the cartoon. But during all this, some stormtroopers saw fucking Lumpy freaking out
Oh,
watching
the one
this
with
cartoon.
the black helmet, the one that
Well,
should
this was a
be on
regular
the ship.
stormtrooper.
No, it's the guy with the black helmet. What are you watching? What are you doing?
That wasn't the black helmet guy. That was the fucking.
This was the one that was left behind.
No, this
we're
is
not
while
there
they're
yet.
still
Sorry,
searching.
no, we're not there
No.
yet.
Oh, you're
I don't
right.
know.
Oh, it's
This
not.
thing is
It's
a
the guy
mess.
with not. It's not the guy with the helmet. It's the sergeant or
Yes,
whatever.
exactly. It's the
Yes.
officer.
Because Black Helmet and Stormtrooper upstairs destroying Lumpy's room, and that's why
okay.
Mom said
She's
"Watch
100%
this,"
right.
and put the
Yeah,
headphones
watch
on.
the Viewmaster.
Thank you.
She's 100%
You know
right.
what?
It's the lieutenant guy.
This special is more of a travesty than this episode's gonna be.
Yes.
So
Well, we're used to watching bad
very
movies
drunk.
that at least get
have
like,
a storyline.
yeah, a storyline. This is just like
I mean, it's got a storyline. It's just terrible.
no. These are the kind of dreams I have when I go to bed way too drunk. Like this is what comes out of
You
that.
go to bed and you're like Boba Fett, aspirin,
Boba Fett, aspirin, Wookiees, Jefferson Airplane,
Bea Arthur.
Bea Arthur.
General Motors.
Bea Arthur. Can we get to that real quick? Because the Empire gives like a beep, 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 beep. Everyone must watch this. Did I skip
It doesn't
something?
really matter, but
No.
before that is the Amorphia instruction video, which is one of my favorite parts.
This is the
Or-
best part.
Amorphia,
right
I think
here.
that's what they called it. Harvey Korman
Yes.
doing the like broken down robot human.
Oh, that's right.
So
This
he's-
is literally the best part of the whole.
Yeah,
Which
fucking
it's-
movie.
we can't harp on because it's gonna be
no,
better
no,
if you
no.
just watch
It's
it.
something to watch, but it's like it's an instructional video that Lumpy is watching about how to build this fucking like my first electric circuit thing.
my first laptop.
Yeah.
It's
And-
hold
and-
on.
but it-
I have to say, I have to cut you off. It's wonderful for Harvey acting and trying to do like a robot thing, but being in the 78 and doing that digital glitch on a fucking
That Max Headroom.
Well,
that
yeah, they're not even doing
35
digital. They're
millimeter?
taking the film and like twitching it.
yes, it was fucking amazing on all aspects.
And adding in the sound effects.
I
and
think
it's
you
just
were
like
just starved.
because well, it starts with them saying like the people of Amorphia like sometimes overheat
They
or
get
whatever if they
overheated.
don't do this. So he's supposed to be one of these people who's also apparently some kind of robot because he's like you plug the blue one into the and it's not
Someone's like,
B2
what's his
I was
emo.
gonna say,
Max
holy
Headroom?
shit, it's B2 emo.
It's not B2 emo.
Max
It's more of a
Headroom.
Max Headroom. Yeah.
for sure.
But it's a great segment. If you can find on YouTube like just segments of the show, I
Do
would
that.
go. I would watch the Boba Fett cartoon. I would watch this.
Yeah. You
I think
have to
I think
do
I'm
the
done.
Bea
I think I'm
Arthur.
done.
Maybe
that-
the Julia Childs.
Maybe.
Do the little.
Maybe it's got its moments. It's just long.
Yeah, but so we get the Empire interrupting. It's like you must watch this fucking special.
Yeah, all
live,
Imperial forces.
Oh my God.
live from Tatooine.
Feel better about yourself.
Watch these fucking poor people in this shit desert planet, so you feel better about you.
Literally, what they say
Coruscant's
though.
not that bad, guys.
What I read on Wikipedia was that all the shots we saw that were clearly taken from the movie.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's ones that we've seen 100 times. It's the guy looking at
Uh-huh.
whatever, that shit. But all the other stuff that's like, well, that looks like it's from the movie, but they were all just, again, cut scenes from the Mos Eisley sequence.
Uh-huh.
So it's just shots and stuff. And then the ones that are in the thing that Bea Arthur are reacting with, like she grabs a Greedo
Rodian.
thank you, and some other stuff. Those are the exact masks from the thing. So at least this is right, because you know what else wasn't right? We didn't mention right out of the gate of this. The Star Wars font is all off.
Oh,
so he
God,
couldn't
yeah.
get his own font that he owns, but he could get the masks.
You brought up right away. It's like, that looks terrible. You own the font to your own movie.
I have a font loaded into Photoshop that looks better than the font they were using for the Star Wars holiday special. It's the.
I will always love a cantina or insert Rogues Gallery here. I will always enjoy that.
Well, also you can't just go through, like, introducing the cantina is literally introducing the cantina in episode 4, because it's like the
Dude.
it's like it's the dude with the fucking straw nose tongue and the 6 eyes, and it's the wolf man. You'll correct me on all these, but it's like, and it's like Dr. Cornelius might be there, but it's all these
no,
faces.
he's not. But Ponda Baba's races.
Ponda Baba, the
Ponda Baba's racist?
Deveronian.
Races. Deveronian's
The
there.
Deveronian, like it's all it's
Duros.
the exact intro scene of all them turning and being like, what? It's that exact scene, so I can't not love it because I've seen it 455
I'd love me some Bea Arthur.
times.
Exactly. This is another watchable
by the way,
scene for me.
Beatrice Arthur.
Yes,
Beatrice
Beatrice
Arthur.
Arthur.
And we're not going to go through Derek's song. We talked about it. It's closing time.
It's closing time.
It's another Harvey Korman character, and he basically
He's got
he
a
has
volcano on
he
his
has a big
head.
fake nose and a volcano head that's apparently his mouth.
You bet.
He talks out of his face, but he drinks through his
Hole on the
bloomin'
top of his
onion.
head.
His butthole.
Yes,
yeah.
it's bloomin' onion.
He's got a bloomin' onion on his head that he drinks through.
Yep.
I remember that product that chicks used in the early 2000s called Bump It.
Yep.
Oh,
That's-
it's Krellman, by the way. I have it in my
Krellman.
notes here. Because I remember thinking, I was like, it's almost like Corman. It's
Uh-huh.
Harvey Krellman.
Yeah.
But he's in love with Bea Arthur.
Because of
because
6 little words.
6 little words. Come back soon. I'll be waiting.
Yep.
Which he hears her say to another person, and he's
and
like,
wants to slit his wrists.
yeah, he's just like, oh,
Shit,
my
I fell
life
in love
is
with a bartender
garbage.
that was trying to make money.
Yeah.
Oh my
that
god.
sucks.
Well, because he comes in and
What?
she's like,
in there.
I love her, and I don't have it all. I don't have anything written down from it, but her saucy, like, aside from her
Dude.
song, Bea Arthur's scene is great.
Yeah.
Her
She's
saucy
amazing.
bartender shit, where he's like, he sits down, and she's like, "What can I get for you?" And he's like, "I just want to talk." And she's like, "That's what we're doing. You don't have a drink in front of you. I don't have a drink in front of me. No one's drinking. I'm not mixing. So you're talking. What the fuck do you want?"
I love it. Also, before that, she's like, "I'd be rich if it weren't for you, or if it weren't for you two guys, because what the fuck? Drink up so I can get you another drink."
Yeah,
Like,
I love her just like saucy, pissed off bartender shit,
so I just love Bea Arthur
Who doesn't?
and everything she did.
and I do love her last call song.
Yep. And
I
then
I
she
hate the song, but I
Right,
love
right,
the
right.
idea of it.
she walks everybody right on out, and she's got her bar back, and the other security guard taking the glasses out of everybody's hands as they tromp out because the Empire said.
Get the fuck out of my bar. It's time to close now.
Because the Empire said
I got some cocaine to
fucking
do.
curfew.
Ooh.
Do you want me to put you a line too?
Yes. And now we're back at the Hobbit. No, what is it? A
The
treehouse?
Shire.
Kazook. Sorry.
Kazook.
But like, so there's this warning that's like, all Imperials have to return to the base, whatever, and they leave one guy behind. But then the guy goes up, the one that's left behind, B471,
Sure.
147.
something like that. He goes upstairs and finds out that it was Lumpy.
Yep. Yeah. Try be serious. So they get a fake message from Lumpy.
Lumpy was sending out this fake signal from his little Harvey Korman jukebox. And we cut to a commercial for Aniston. And then we go back. Oh, this next commercial break might be Latchkey Vids.
Okay. Oh, yes,
this
yes,
had this
yes.
show called Flying High.
Flying high.
Which
It
is
looked like
apparently-
softcore porn.
It's
Yes, it
apparently
is.
about just banging ass
Stewardesses.
Steward
Because
eye.
back in the 70s, it was stewardess.
Stewardess.
Steward eye.
They just fly around and fuck people, and that's what this show is about.
Male and female, by the way. It had
Yeah.
dudes in like the little short shorts trying to get it on. I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I
Stay
never heard
tuned,
of this.
people.
Actually, it seemed vaguely familiar, which is not that surprising, but not like full on. Like I feel like I'd heard a reference to it,
Uh-huh.
but it was like this isn't real.
Brand new to me, and I'm going to watch it.
But we looked it up. It's one season, so prime for
Latchkey
Latchkey
Vids.
Vids.
That's if we can
Which
watch
is
it.
over on Bad Movies Worst People, by the way.
Oh, no,
on our
it's
Patreon
Patreon.
at patreon.com/worst people. Latchkey Vids. Right now we're talking about Cop Rock.
where
Cop Rock.
where you can also get what is it, 2-3 months early episodes of Haunted Shots
You
first.
gotta calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
1 week to 1 month early. Early on, it was like 2 months early. We're not that far ahead anymore.
No.
Sucks to be us.
Sucks to be me.
Yep.
Yeah,
You don't gotta do shit but talk.
we need more patrons.
not bad.
Hey,
not bad.
become a patron.
And there's also a commercial for McDonald's Egg McMuffin, which is fun.
Delicious looking.
And the Whiz. But we get back. I'm not sure what my note is referring to, but it says shaking in my boots. This is right when Chewie and Han show up, right before
Oh,
they show up.
this is
so.
when they fight the stormtrooper.
I think the stormtrooper's pretending to be afraid,
Does
maybe
he like
of Lumpy.
physically? I would be afraid of Chewie.
No, I think it's right before Chewie shows up because it's shaking in my boots, and then Chewie and Han show up. So I think maybe the stormtrooper's like, "Oh, I'm afraid of a little tiny Wookiee." I don't
Yeah,
know.
afraid
because
of
he
Lumpy.
fucked with Lumpy's bullshit.
Your name's Lumpy. I don't
pulled
give a
or
shit.
he pulled a gun on Lumpy because he found out that, or what is it, or the blaster.
Yeah.
Pulled a blaster on Lumpy. I didn't want you yelling at me.
I wasn't gonna yell.
You would have.
Gun blaster.
Yeah, I wouldn't- I
And
wouldn't have
all of a
yelled that.
sudden, I look up and there's Chewie
Yeah,
pushing.
Chewie throws this fucking dude off
And
the
who's
balcony.
excited about a Wilhelm scream?
All
Dude.
of
It was 1,000% a Wilhelm scream.
Very
And
excited.
Even I knew it was a Wilhelm scream.
And I know this hadn't been established yet, but Jack has informed us a few times about the Shadowlands that exist at the base of the trees in Kashyyyk.
Dude, it is fucking no
See,
go.
they don't exist on Kazook, but it's,
that lands, I wouldn't go down those lines. It is just the worst of the worst. Like sunlight doesn't reach these Shadowlands, so it's just these giant predators. Wookiees do send people down there if like it's a rite of passage.
And you have to kill a monster?
You have to survive.
it's like 300. You get sent
Yeah.
out, and if you come back, then you get to be a
I
warrior.
think it has a lot to do with what's called a mad claw. Like Wookiees have these claws, but it's like a cultural sin to expose them. Like even if you're angry, you fight with your fist and a closed paw. If your claws come out against like,
Cheating.
that's not even cheating. It's that you went feral
Oh.
and you're a mad claw.
You're no longer civilized.
Yep.
Okay.
Black Chrysanthemum, the Wookiee bounty hunter from Boba Fett, is a
Yeah.
mad claw,
Okay.
and that's why he's disgraced. As
I
it
know
were.
Black Chrysanthemum, and that's without you telling me.
Yeah.
Me
look at
too,
that.
actually.
All right.
We both love Boba Fett.
fuck it. Fuck yeah, I guess.
We didn't love Boba Fett.
I
We
liked
loved
Boba Fett.
aspects of Boba
I like
Fett.
Boba Fett. I don't love it.
The show,
Yeah.
not the person.
I love Boba Fett.
I love the
Cheers.
man.
It's my best
Moving
fucking
on.
friend, that fella. Do you want to see my Django Fett dance moves?
I'm a
Yes.
disgraced stormtrooper, I am. Well, he's not a stormtrooper. Clone trooper, I am.
He wasn't either.
Well, they all were. They were all Django Fetts.
He was unaltered though. So
You know, the accelerated growth.
exactly.
And then immediately it's like Han showed up to the special finally, aside from being in the
Shaky
cockpit,
room.
And he just shows up and he's like, whew, that was crazy. I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
I got to go.
So have I done my contractual obligation yet?
I'm
can
here.
can I actually
I
leave
am
this
here.
set?
I voiced the cartoon.
Yeah.
I did everything.
You said I needed 8 minutes of screen time. I voiced that cartoon. So
Now
I
it's 7.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, I gotta go, guys. I gotta get out of here before they
Oh,
find
Lumpy, come
He's
here.
got
Let
a
me
good
pick you up.
excuse
Now go to your dad.
before they find the Millennium Falcon.
He's got a
It's
good
it's an
excuse.
okay
All
excuse.
the good ones do.
That's me. Like, hey, yeah, no, I dropped you off to your family, but like, man, I got chores.
I
and
got to go.
I gotta go to. It was us at Thanksgiving this year.
Oof, look at the time. I got to feed the
I'm
hogs.
here to eat, but God, I gotta get to Thanksgiving. I gotta get to work. I mean,
Yeah,
Thanksgiving's
fuck.
over. I got work.
Oh, at
I
my
got work.
parents' house, at my mom and
Yeah, I got work
stepdad's
in
house.
an hour. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
I've got
my work's
poop-
5 minutes away. I work in an hour.
I've got poops to
He's got to
take.
take me home. Oh wait, no, you left and didn't take me home.
Nope, I left you there.
Yeah.
My daughter and her boyfriend took me home.
There is a moment was Chewie and Mala get back together and they do this weird like face to face wobbly.
They were
They're
gonna
not
kiss,
kissing.
but it was two men in
Also, it's the
costume.
animatronics.
A bit of both. A bit of both. The
Itchy and Lumpy are just watching like, yo,
Oh, mama.
Yo,
Oh,
kiss.
mama.
that
kiss.
kiss.
I want to watch mommy fuck.
Get up in there.
Eddie wants to watch mommy fuck.
Oh, baby wants to
Oh, baby wants to watch mommy fuck. Oh, grandpa wants to watch daughter fuck.
Excuse me?
It's his daughter-in-law.
It's all of them.
I'm not related. It's okay.
Oh, is it weirder that I want to watch my son fuck? I'm related to someone.
I don't know. It
Ah.
might be less weird to watch your son fuck than your daughter fuck.
That's
Shut
you're-
up.
if you're
All
a
of it's
man.
gross.
No,
don't
it's
watch
weird
your
as
gross.
shit.
sibling
I'm not saying
fuck.
it's not gross. It's all gross.
But he's
But
not
if you're
wrong.
the grandfather, it might be less weird watching your son fuck than your daughter fuck. If you're the grandmother, I don't think it matters either way.
It's gross. No, I don't want to watch any of my siblings
You
or
don't want to.
offspring.
I'm not a
fuck.
Wookiee. I'm not a Wookiee.
Yet to be determined.
I've got the beard, but
He is.
I
in
did
fact,
get a haircut,
Wookiee.
so.
Good God.
But the Empire calls, and Art Carney shows up, and he's like, "I got this. Hold on."
This is why you have identification.
Prank caller. Don't come here.
Yeah, no, that dude was here with like 4 dudes, and then they left him alone. And they took all my shit and left. And the
Dude.
Empire's just like, no questions asked, fam.
The
Got it.
last thing I heard him say was, "Let's sell this shit for death sticks."
Fuck the Empire. I heard him say it as he was
He
walking
walked out and he said, "Fuck the Empire." Sorry, Scrog the Empire.
There you go. No worries, sir. We'll send out a search team.
Yeah, fine.
This is what I thought was the end, but there's like 20 minutes left.
Nope. And we are going to skip through these 20 minutes because
but
it's the worst 20
Art
minutes.
Carney's like, "Hey, happy Life Day. May the Force be with you, and also with you." And then the Wookiees pull out crystal balls
and
that
robes
teleport them to
somewhere.
the Eyes Wide Shut universe.
Sure. This is weird because then they're back on Kashyyyk, Kazoo, with Carrie Fisher, and like they're
Yep,
in the
everybody's there.
Shadowlands now. Like they're at the base of these trees. I'm like, there's predators everywhere.
Yeah, because at first we see 3PO and R2, and I was like, but you guys just did magic ball transportation.
well, he's a god though. C-3PO is
Yeah,
a god
exactly.
on Endor.
And like, you guys just did ball teleportation. I don't know what's happening. But
So
then
all I have
Mark
to do is grab
Hamill,
your balls,
huh,
and then I can fucking transport somewhere.
yeah,
It'll
exactly.
show you
I'm
a whole new
I'm gonna
world.
go to both balls
a
now.
whole new world.
Don't you
A
dare
whole
close
new
your thighs.
world. Don't you? That's just where I was gonna go.
A fantastic
But like
place to spew.
Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher all show up in this magic Wookiee ball land. And then Carrie Fisher has a song, which I read.
Oh
in
my
the,
God,
in
nope,
the
I
IMDb
blacked the song
trivia.
out. I don't wanna
It's
hear it.
awful. Who cares? But I read in the IMDb trivia. One of her requests for being included in the holiday special was she was like, "I want to have a song."
Okay.
And then they
Trying
wrote
to
this.
get a career
They wrote
on that.
this because she's a good singer. She can sing in this song.
Yeah.
It's just a shit song. But that's what she said. She's like, the song fucking sucked, but that's what they gave me. So that's what she sang. So she sings a song that's about something.
Sounds like she's singing.
I couldn't tell you what the song was about.
Couldn't either.
Because as soon as it started, my brain just went, and I was listening to static instead.
This is where like every time they start singing, we just look at each other like, well, let's discuss right now because this content doesn't matter.
You know
It
what
doesn't.
we do get right during the song? Right as the song is closing up, we get a commercial for Kenner's Star Wars toys.
Dude,
Where Jack went from lounging back on the couch to sitting up at the edge like a
He
little fucking
elbowed me.
excited. He's like, get the
He
fuck out of my way. I gotta see
fucking
these
elbowed
Kenner
me out of
toys
the
I can't
way.
buy because they're 45 years old.
I wanted every one of
I
these,
want
dude.
to.
They had a
I want
fucking-
to buy one of these for you,
No, you
but
don't have the
I
money.
can't.
You don't have the money.
Exactly.
They had.
Can I get one that's not in mint
They had a
condition
remote
for
control
cheaper?
R2D2.
They had a telescoping lightsaber Darth Vader. That is worth so much fucking money.
I want the fucking X-wing they were flying around.
Yeah, the one that has the fucking the fly off
Detachable
wings.
Yeah.
fucking wings.
Whew. Yeah, and we said it before recording. The reason is that's George Lucas.
George
is
Lucas
nut.
is making money.
Yeah.
He has the toy rights.
It's pretty well known that like George Lucas was basically
Oh,
like,
so he
don't-
only made this movie to make toys to get money
Well,
from
his
it?
whole thing on the first movie, and I don't know if I'm exactly right, but it was basically like, I'm foregoing almost any income from this movie.
yes.
Like I think he got paid a minimum, and
Yes.
there's no residuals from the
first?
movie.
Okay.
But
But he
it was,
wants
but he's
toy
like, I want
rights?
merchandising.
I don't know if you're 100% right,
It
but
was
like
something
his
along
deal
those
is skewed
lines.
towards merchandising over anything else.
Yeah,
Like he probably
Smart play.
made $0. He might make residuals in the movie itself. Well, not
and that's
anymore.
that's why Mark Hamill is excited. I remember hearing I think a couple years ago about Mark Hamill. Like, I get one toy because it was something he had negotiated too.
Yeah.
I get every single toy they release that's Star Wars. I get at least one of each.
Well, because like we said,
I feel like that was George Lucas being like, "Look, Mark, money's cool. You know what's cooler? Fucking toys, bro.
you ever jacked off to an action figure of yourself? I have.
I can't stop coming. I can't stop coming."
Oh man. Oh man. Can I get a tissue? It's.
I came on your mom. I'm
it's-
sorry.
Can I ask you a favor? You can't come, my dad. It's smart because these are all nobodies, like we said. So it's like, hey, if you do this movie for even cheaper, because George Lucas, Star Wars is an independent movie.
Yeah,
It's
the
hard.
first
to,
one.
It's
yes.
easy to remember. It's easy to forget that rather, where it's like because it's just a blockbuster, but it is a fucking nothing movie.
It was
It's low
distributed
budget.
by Fox,
Right.
but it was not produced by Fox. It was
Right.
an independent film.
It was Lucas's money and whatever they could script together, which Derek's pointed out. That's why it was like British workers that weren't doing unions and shit like that. Everything was cheaper, yada, yada. But the way that he did it was by himself taking toy rights and promising the actors toy rights or royalties of some sorts.
Because before Star Wars, the merchandising wasn't really a thing. I mean, I'm sure there was like rawhide lunchboxes and shit,
Sure.
but it wasn't.
Bonanza.
It wasn't as big as it was once Star Wars came out. It was like, you got toys, you got lunchboxes. It's the Spaceballs skit.
What can we slap it
Spaceballs
on?
the sheets. Spaceballs
Uh-huh.
the flamethrower.
What can we throw our name on?
Exactly.
Spaceballs was 1,000 times better than this fucking holiday special.
Well, then this?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not arguable.
No, you know what else is 1,000 times better than this? The Wild Angels.
No, do you know what else is 1,000 times better than this? Welcome to the Dollhouse. I'm gonna make you fucking do it.
We'll see.
You just put Welcome to the Dollhouse at the same level as Wild Angels. You could have said 1,000,000. Because Wild Angels, I said was 1,000. Just so you know.
See our main feed for how Derek feels about that.
Yes, badmoviesworstpeople.com.
So
End of
but yeah.
movie?
we're
Oh,
done.
there's also an ad for Colony Wine,
Oh
which
yeah.
is probably a friend
Had
of George
to have
Lucas.
been.
Yeah, we were in Napa
Had to have
Valley,
been.
right?
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
George, I hear you have this holiday special coming up. Yeah, so can I
I'll
get
give
my
you money if you put me a commercial.
Ooh, I don't like money, but I do need it.
There you
So
go.
yeah.
Okay, my wine will give you that money. I'll give you 1% of every wine bottle.
Oh,
I
not
sell.
enough. He's getting more than 1%.
Of every wine bottle?
Yeah.
Mm,
But
He's
then
getting two
there
or
is
three.
one last scene, and it's just like this fucking Grinch Dabu Dore scene of all the
Yahoo
Wookiees holding hands around the
Dore,
table.
yep, it's
And
fine.
that's the end of the special. So we'll go around. What are we doing on Han? Is it all 3 stars?
Sabers.
This is
It's
different. This is
Sabers.
recommendation.
Recommendation?
Oh, I
This is
thought it was
recommendation.
Sabers.
Instead
This
of
is-
Sabers, we'll just do
Yeah, we are
recommend?
doing a whole different because it's not a Star Wars.
All right, let's start with the wild card
The
of the
wild
group.
card in the room
The
here.
wild card.
Hey, Whitney.
Call me. I'm Greg Proops from episode 1. The wild card.
This is Durka and the Ginger Man in the morning right now. What do you think about this movie?
Don't fucking watch it. It is trash.
Shocking.
It is terrible. The only highlights are and because of me, who I am, I love watching nostalgic commercials because I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
oh, But no, there's literally in this 2 hours of my life, I enjoyed about 7 minutes of it.
So it's like sex.
No, don't fucking. I mean,
she's married to me.
Just don't watch
Go
it.
ahead.
I'm not gonna. No
Actually,
caveats.
can you go first?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I do.
I don't necessarily recommend this, but if you haven't seen it, I think everybody who
You made
is
me watch
who is
it.
a even somewhat Star Wars fan should watch it at least once, but watch it while drinking more than we were because we were
I was sober.
we were being conservative because we had to record still.
Yeah.
You should drink a lot more than we were, or smoke, or whatever it is you do.
What do you got?
You know what? I think shrooms might help some people as long as
some
you
of
have
it.
a party.
I don't know,
Not,
man.
not
with you.
alone.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
When Lumpy makes eye contact
Fucking
with you
Lumpy,
and goes,
dude.
"Wow!"
And what was
That'll
her name?
ruin your life.
Pauline
Mala?
something. Polly something. No, the girl who played the son Lumpy.
I don't know.
It was a girl who played it.
Oh yeah,
Her name
I
was like
forgot.
Polly
Polly
something or
Pocket.
other. Yes,
Polly
Polly
Pocket.
Pocket. She has wonderful eye contact.
It's terrifying shit. I think everybody who is a Star Wars fan should check this out at least once.
No.
Not thinking in the respect of it being Star Wars, but just for the what the fuck factor.
Okay.
Make sure you're watching it with your friends. Make sure you're imbibing of something and watch it at least once, but it's still not a recommend other than that one time.
And now my turn. You have to watch it. If you're a Star Wars fan, you have to watch it once. Don't make this a repeat thing. This is a seeing is believing. Now, that being said, the best part of this movie is Boba Fett. Like with the cartoon when he gets introduced, it's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, watch it once, enjoy it with the people you can, be in the goofiest mood you can be. You know what I wish we would have done for this, and maybe we will, is a commentary. Because there's, I mean, collectively 20 minutes of no basic, no English, just
Collectively, it's an hour of just.
it's Ray Romano scatting, dude. It's Ray Romano scatting.
I'm the scat man.
So yeah, I recommend it once, and then you're good. Like I will never bug your wife to watch this again.
Never. Thank you.
As long as we live,
you.
you've done it. You've done it. Had you not
Though-
seen this next year when we talked, I'm like, dude, come on, holiday special, come on.
It's a total watch it.
But
Yeah.
I know it's going to be at the Christmas party.
It'll be at the Christmas party that I have, but
But
it'll be
you're
with
gonna
no
have, like,
audio.
Badass fucking music.
I'm gonna
right?
put 9 Inch Nails to this.
And also
That'll
that one
fucking
song
ruin
from
everyone.
I wanna fuck you like a.
Killed it. All right.
But so yeah, that's it. You watch this or don't. It's
Become
a thing.
patron, kids.
It's a thing. You can be a patron on patreon.com/worstpeople. You get our episodes early for Hunt Took Shots First. You'll get a bonus episode for 2 bonus episodes starting in 2025 for Bad Movies, Worst People, because we have our mental health episode and the Latchkey Vids episode.
Latchkey Vids.
And next week, we did skip a week of Skeleton Crew for this because this would actually be our regular release date. And it happened to fall on Christmas, so it was perfect.
Yeah.
I'm breaking in real quick with this short interruption. Because of the holiday schedules, next week will be episode 5 of Skeleton Crew. The week after that will be episodes 6 and 7, and then we'll be back on par for doing 1 every week. Thank you. So we'll continue with that, and then we'll go on until it's over, and then we'll continue on with the regular continuum of Star Wars.
And so on.
Continuum.
That's been it for this episode. I'm
You
Derek.
know what? Oh, I was going to say Happy Life Day.
Oh, happy Life Day to everyone.
Life Day, whatever the fuck that means.
Happy
Do I have to
Life
wear?
Day.
Do I have to wear a choir robe and hold an orb and we go to another planet and then come back?
Yes, that's
All right.
what I'm going to wear at your Christmas party.
Happy Life Day.
I've been Derek.
I'm Jack.
And I'm still alive.
Oh,